All right, we are back live. We are back live. Welcome. Something went wrong. I don't know. All righty. Another lonely night. Boom, ba, ba. All right. Lasagna was delicious. Lasagna was delicious. These are all new and sealed, Rob. Led Zeppelin 1, Led Zeppelin 2, Led Zeppelin 5, Led Zeppelin 9, Led Zeppelin 8, Led Zeppelin 6 or 7. Yeah, 1, 2 houses. These are all new and sealed remasters. New and sealed remasters there. Brian, I don't have any more hum, but I can order some for you if you want it. I don't have any more hums, but I can order some if you want it. All righty. Okay, lasagna. And then Tanner, Rob Gates wants a Led Zeppelin 1. Sold to Rob Gates. New and sealed remaster, $33.99. Y'all saw what an OG sold for earlier tonight. Man, that means I'm sold out of 1. I'm sold out of... Now, 2 is my favorite album. I mean, 2 is epic. Heartbreaker, Whole Lot of Love, Ramble On, What Is and What Should Never Be. My personal favorite, Lemon Song. Man, I mean, there's so many great songs on this one. And then you got House of the Holy, Rain Song, Song Remains the Same, Dancing Days. So many great ones there. All right. Let's not put a V8 on a record. That's bad mojo. Okay. So, welcome everybody. My lasagna is down. Brian O'Donnell on hum. You'd prefer an astronaut waiting list. You got it. All right. 45s. I don't really think so. We're really going to try to work on Fred Goodwin stuff again tonight. Of course, y'all know how it is. Did we show 45s last night at all? I don't think we did. I think I was mostly just trying to knock out the rest of the stuff here. We got a few more things. I only had a few auctions we didn't get to tonight, plus this stuff. But Robert, I don't see that in our future, but I'm I'm going to try to do that. I think most of the 45 people like CDs too, so I'm going to try to do that. And I was actually just in the back trying to find more CDs. The CCR Chronicle, okay. Paul, let me see if I can find that for you. Wait a minute, was that hum? No, that's not hum. Yeah, there's great titles back here though. I need to go through this crate here. It's got some good stuff in it. Rancid. Hey, didn't somebody ask for this today? No, which Rancid did somebody ask for? There's Life Won't Wait. I didn't even know that. I hadn't went to that crate back there in a week and a half, so I don't remember most of that. CCR. Okay, it's Chronicle Volume 1. It's Chronicle Volume 1, which is a 2 LP. Yeah, it's over here in one of these. There's no telling what crate it is, though. I have, I can try to peek right quick, because most of this is in alphabetical order. Hey, hold on a minute. Hold the phone. ABC, Campbell, Cave, Connick, Cranberries, Credence. I found it. All right, and I can get more of these if I need to. This is Credence. This is a Newberry Comics exclusive. It's a 2 LP on blue and black smoke colored vinyl. This hop sticker's this hop sticker got messed up, but there's no damage to the record. $34.99. It's a 2 LP, and it's a compilation. As you know, the best of the best. And it's a limited edition from Newberry, and I got that from a distributor as run out. I have one left, and I can get more if I need to. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is step over here to Fred Goodwin's world. Man, look at all these crates. Let's hope we get in some good stuff. Who knows? As y'all know, it could be anything. We could hit country and western. We could hit gospel. We could hit miscellaneous, like soundtracks and spoken word. We could hit blues. I doubt it's going to be like the Blues Collection blues, but it could be. You just never know. And then there's gigantic tubs over here full too. So let's start trying to chip away. I usually like the first one. Everybody know there could be great stuff coming up. So yesterday. And let's do it. All right. So, my mom should be here tomorrow. The store should be open 10 to 4 tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Fred didn't listen to much. Fred didn't listen to much hip hop. Fred was not a hip hop. Actually, the metal stuff we found when I first started going through this collection. You know where the metal stuff was? The metal stuff was buried in his garage on the bottom shelf and kind of completely out of sight. And I remember finding like Testament and Stryper and Iron Maiden. There was a bunch of just great 80s metal. And he's like, oh, that mess? He said, everywhere I went, nobody ever wanted any of that stuff. He said, I could have bought. He said, you know how much of that stuff I could have bought over the years? Which is true. You got to think there was a time where nobody wanted those records. And when he was buying all the country and western stuff galore, if he was been buying up metal, it would have been the greatest collection ever. But nobody wanted that stuff. More people were interested in 60s and stuff like that. So here we go. Let's see what we have in here. Y'all know how this works. None of this stuff's priced. If you see something you want, let me know. And we got to get through this stuff so I can figure out what I have and what needs to be put out. So first thing we have is Western Meets Country, The Frontiersman, and Joe and Joni, Bob Will Special, Gene Autry, Cheyenne Frontier, Days, Hank Thompson, Pat Bertram, Leon Ross, Deep in the Heart of Texas, The Wakely Play Country Hits, Johnny and Linda Lee joined their famous dad Jimmy, Cowboy Country, The Hits of T. Texas Tyler. There's another Have Gun Will Travel by Johnny Western. And then Paul Gilpin does one, a CCR Chronicle. That's so to Paul Gilpin, thank you. Let's make a note to order more of those because that was my very last one. Let's see what else we have in here. I'm going to grab one more handful out. We have the Shenandoah soundtrack with James Stewart. Luther Henderson, Pop Goes to Westerns. Western Favorites. Cowboy favorites. Great music from Fistful of Dollars. A few dollars more than the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'll do Eastwood for $14.99. I know somebody's going to want that. $14.99 on that. Lauren Green from Bonanza. Lauren Green's American West. Bob Nolan, The Adventures of the Lone Ranger on Ace of Hearts. America's 200 years old and there's still hope. Johnny Lee Wheels and Remember the Alamo, inspired by John Wayne's Botchok production, The Alamo. Okay, so let's pause right there. And the first question was on Cheyenne for Penny Conaway. Let me figure out which one that was. Let's see, Western meets Country. There's Gene Autry, Bob Wheels. Also for Tyler, East, Wheels, and Eastwood. So let's go back a couple here. And if you need prices, most of the stuff is going to be 7, 10, 15, 20, unless we find something I believe is exceptionally rare or something I need to check on. Let me go here. And the first is Penny on Cheyenne. Cheyenne Frontier Days. Fred had it in a sleeve and had $40 on it. Seems a little high. It's a very clean copy, though. Penny, $9.99 on that. That's a beautiful, crisp capital pressing with a company sleeve. Nice, $9.99. Penny, you were first on that. That's $9.99. Rod Bryan on T. Tyler. That's the hits of T. Tyler, Texas. Let's check on that, too. Looks like it's a UK copy. Emitech sleeve, flip back. Also very nice. That is Rod Bryan's for $9.99 if he wants it. Rod, I'll do $9.99 on that. Penny sold on Cheyenne Frontier Days. That sold a penny for $9.99. T. Tyler, Rod Bryan, $9.99. And then Michael Ruttman on East. East for Michael Ruttman. Let me figure out which one that one was, Michael. East. That was, Eastwood, probably. Eastwood. That sold to Michael Ruttman for $14.99. And then Rod Bryan's interested in the Bob Wheels. Let me see if I can find those right quick. Let's take a look at the Wakely, too. I've never seen that one. I might check on that one right quick. And then we had Bob Wheels. What happened to him? He's right in, he might be in this other stack here. Let's see here. Rod Bryan first, though, on T. Tyler for $9.99. And then, what happened to Wheels? Gene Autry, Bob Wheels special. Here we go. Bob Wheels special, J.L. Wheels. Is this the one you were referring to? Nice cover there. Has a promo stamp on the back. Clean vinyl. We'll do that for $9.99 as well. Johnny Lee Wheels. Okay, so not Bob. All right. Well, here's Bob if you want it or if anybody else does. $9.99 on that. Bob Wheels and his Texas Playboys. I don't know if I can get the sleeve back in here. This looks like a killer. Oh, man. Sometimes these, once they come out, they're not going back in there unless you almost like do damage to it almost. Okay, that's maybe going to work. Okay, that's $9.99. And then the Johnny Lee Wheels was right in here. This one, I think we had one of those yesterday. Yeah, I was selling these yesterday, I think, for $9.99. $9.99 on that. Yep, so there's those two. There's Johnny Lee and there's Bob. And then the Alamo, let's take a look at that for Tim Graham. Remember the Alamo? It's on Cap Records. I've never seen that before. As long as it's clean, we'll say $9.99. Might be my favorite price of the night tonight. Already several requests out of this being here. Oh, man. Yeah, some of these hadn't been out of the sleeve in like 45 years. And then when they don't really want to go back in there, that's very clean. $9.99 on the Alamo, Tim. So I've priced all those out. Tim Graham said sold. So that's sold to Tim Graham. Yeah, some of these, I mean, there's no telling how long these have been. I mean, decades. All right, and then I got to price this out for Daniel Rosen. Let me go ahead and get my phone out. That one looks interesting. I don't know why, but let's take a quick look at it. And let's go back over here to Discogs. It's going to be my friend tonight. This is on Shasta. And this is Shasta, and this is 514. There it is, Wakely Family Country Hits. Yeah, I'll do that for $9.99. $9.99 on this one. Very nice. Okay. All right. Let's keep rolling here. Let's see what else is in here. Let's get this stuff out here. Here is a book or a big magazine. Cowboys and Indians, John Wayne. Looks pretty interesting. $6.99 if anybody wants it. Now I got some working space in here. And let's see what we got, all right? If you need a price, just let me know. Many Happy Trails, Roy Rogers and family there. 101 Strings presents a tribute to John Wayne. Oh, Swing It, Jimmy Reverend is Oklahoma Playboys. The Complete Glenn Miller. Gene Autry. Theme from Zorba the Greek. The legendary Tex Williams. The Best of Frankie Lane. Marty Robbins. A Lifetime of Song, 51 to 82. That's a pretty good comp. And it's sealed. Marty Robbins. Brother Al Strickland. Silverado soundtrack. There's another Hits of T. Tyler, Texas. Daniel on Reverend. Where was that at? That was in here. Jimmy Reverend. That is on Rambler. $9.99 on that. We have Hillbilly Heaven, Tex Ritter. The Spell of the Yukon, Stuart Hamblin. Cool cover on that one. There's another one. I always thought that was a cool cover. I'm kind of got y'all cut off, don't I? Let me scoot this up a little closer. Sorry. Sometimes I don't even look to see what y'all are seeing. Whoop. Now the cart's moving by its own. Let me lock down these wheels here. Hold on a second. There we go. Yeah, sorry, I didn't have my camera just right. I knocked the camera a second and it got me right off my point. Let's see how that looks. Okay, sorry. I don't even usually look to see what y'all are seeing. Gene Autry's Melody Lanch. Okay, we sold one of these last night. The Great Country Music Recordings. That still don't look right, does it? I think my camera is tilted a little bit too high. Let's do that right there. The greatest country music recordings of all time. This is Roy Rogers and the Sons of the Pioneers. We had Roy Rogers last night, or Gene Autry, which was volume 1. There's volume 2. And these are both sold to Daniel Rosen for $15. Thank you, Daniel. Those are both sold to you. What else do we have in here? Cool Water, the Melanchino Strings, Music from Marlboro Country. Paul Newman, The Life and Times of Judge Roy Bean. The Long Rider soundtrack, music by Ry Cooder. We have Pops Roundup, Boston Pops. Red Steagall and the Coleman County Cowboys. Judy Lynn, looks like it's signed. Sings her most requested songs. The Diamonds. Silverado soundtrack. Norman Leboff Choir, Songs of the Cowboy. There are, oh, wait a minute. There's the Alamo soundtrack. That's always popular. If anybody wants that, $9.99. Sweet cover on that one. The Alamo, and it is on their Columbia 2i label. There's that, a record again. And then we have Hang 'em High. Eastwood, $14.99. Eastwood soundtrack. There's another one. Maybe we'll find a bunch more of those tonight. Songs of National Parks. That's a Disney record. Songs of National Parks. We got 2 of those, $9.99 each if anybody wants one. Boston Pops. This is Flying Country. The Lazy Bee Wranglers. Music. There's another soundtrack, Nevada Smith. The Return of a Man Called Horse soundtrack. There's kind of a fourfer soundtrack. Horse Soldiers, Paris Blues. Major Dundee soundtrack. Spell of the Yukon. Roy Rogers and Dale Evans, RCA Camden. All right, let me pause right there. And then Dale got Clint Eastwood. That's so to Dale. Hang 'em High for $14.99. Thank you, Dale. Let's check the condition on that right quick. Jacket looks nice. That's, if anything, the most important part for these. Oh, yeah, very clean record there. That's so to Dale for $14.99. And then Rod, and then Michael, and then Teresa. All right, moving right along through these. Let's keep going. I pulled out a couple other things. I'll show those again in the back. I'm pulling out stuff that if no one even wants it tonight, I've got crates over here that I'm about to put out tomorrow, like during new arrivals I've been working on. Stuff I think a lot of people should be interested in. Foy Willing, Cowboy, Foy Willing, Riders of the Purple Sage, Cool Water, Foy Willing. Dale Evans sings Western Favorites. And then Hugo Montenegro, Hang 'em High. This one is another Clint Eastwood soundtrack, Hugo Montenegro. And this one is about a VG cover because of the spine. I'll do that one for $9.99. There's another Hang 'em High, a little bit different one there. There's Roy and Dale, Jesus Loves Me. There's another Macintosh soundtrack, music by Waylon Jennings. And then we have more Roy Rogers there. That was the first record of the band. There's Bob Wills' Original Texas Playboys. Gene Autry's Melody Ranch. And then The Bible Tells Me So, Roy Rogers, Dale Evans. Fireside, Walter Brennan. Jimmy Rogers, Twilight on the Trail, Rex Allen Jr., Buddy Bregman, and then the Hallelujah Trail soundtrack, and then Cowboy. That's also a soundtrack, okay? Now we have Clint Eastwood. This is being sold to Michael. Make sure he gets that one for $9.99, okay? All righty, so we went through that one pretty fast, and I'm just going to make sure I didn't miss anything else in there. Cowboy, Hallelujah, Rex Allen, Fireside. Gene Autry was sealed, by the way. That's like a radio broadcast. Roy Rogers, Cool Water, Roy Filling. If anybody wants a bundle, say, Chad, what would you do on this, 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 and this? Let me know. And then I'm going to show you what I pulled out back here. There's somebody bought the Volume 1 yesterday. There's Volume 2 for $9.99 if anybody wants that one. Saddle Up with Eddie Dean and Court Johnson. There's those Spirit of the Yukons. I think we hit most of the highlights. Glenn Miller, I mean, somebody want this maybe, 2 LP, $19.99. Glenn Miller, the complete Glenn Miller. I mean, it's a very clean comp. I'm going to leave that out just in case somebody, we sold a bunch of his stuff last night. And then there's the Waylon Jennings. I'm trying to get all these together so I can show them one night, like, and just sell a bunch of them. So there's one. And then these are Disney records for those that collect strictly Disney. This is Walt Disney Presents the Songs of the National Parks. Really killer inner sleeve there. Hey, there's that very colorful inner sleeve. Disney, that's $9.99. That's $9.99. I'm about to start mixing in some CDs here and there, Michael, but I got to get a new batch close to me because we've went through the crate from last night. And tonight we got a couple of those. Alamo, and there's Marty Robbins, okay? So first we have Al Strickland for $6.99. As soon as I can find it. Al Strickland. I just got to find it. Al Strickland. Marlboro was not sealed, no. Disney's are $9.99. $9.99 on Marlboro as well. And then let me figure out where Al Strickland was. This one here. Right? Yes. All right. All right. Sell that to Daniel for $6.99. And now this is sold to Tracy Soinger for $9.99. Music from Marlboro Country. Okay. And then both of these Disneys are sold. The first person was Michael Ruttman. And then Robert asked how much. And then Paul claimed one. And Robert said he'll get one. So Paul, you were second on that. And then there's the other stuff I pulled out. The Shenandoah soundtrack with James Stewart. $9.99. Marty Robbins and Alamo. That's some of the other stuff there that I've left out. And then that original pile. So let's go grab a new crate. One crate down, 300 more to go. That one had some pretty cool gems in it, including more Eastwood soundtracks. If anybody changed their mind, you're like, you know what, Chad? Just go ahead and give me a price on the rest of the crate. I'll go ahead and take everything that's left. You can do that too. And I'll be like, all right, I'll save the rest of the crate for $125. And then you'll be like, sold. And then we'll start counting them out, putting them in the crate. Here we have our next crate. Whew. Oh, and by the way, Daniel, he said, you're missing the boat. There's more Bear Family box sets. And I'm like, where? See them. He said, there's a bunch more, Daniel. So I'm those tonight. Maybe we can find those tonight. And I have this crate I'm about to do with some other radio broadcasts in just a second, okay? I found the rest of those country broadcasts. And I'm about to do those. Boy, this is a heavy crate. Goodness gracious. Oh. Whew. Man, this is like 95 pounds. I just toted it across the room. Okay, my mic, sorry, when I walk across the room, my mic cuts out. Let me go ahead and drink this V8. Let's see what we can find in here tonight. All right, one V8 down. Another one to go. We got people lobbying for Punk 45 still. All right, let's see what we got in here. We got way too much. I just have too much stuff. Oh, I seen James Bond. All right, let me fix all these. All right, let's see what we got here. There was no Steve McQueen. No, there was a, who was that? That wasn't Steve McQueen. That was Nevada Smith. Was that Steve McQueen? No, Nevada Smith was, who's Paul Newman. I think it's Paul Newman. Well, I've lost it now. No, it is Steve McQueen. Yeah, it is Steve McQueen. Yeah. Steve McQueen movie, Nevada Smith, $9.99. Very clean, $9.99. Okay, Marty Robbins, The Story of My Life. James Bond, 13 original themes. Nice. $14.99. That's the original theme music too, as in Live and Let Die. James Bond. James Bond. Clean. 13 original themes. Let me make sure Shirley Eaton didn't sign it. Hold on a minute. Make sure Shirley Eaton didn't sign it. Okay, she didn't. $14.99 on that. I'm sure somebody's going to get it. Okay, there's Songs of the West. Oak Ridge Boys. The Rebels. Ooh, Jefferson Airplane. Where does that come from? Jefferson Airplane. After Bathing at Baxter's. Wow, very clean copy. $14.99 on Jefferson Airplane. Black RCA label. The Canaan Airs. Leon Alcliffe. That looks like something Daniel would be interested in. Will Penny soundtrack. Charleston Heston. Eddie Arnold, 78. Texarkana Baby. Wow. Songs from Annette. Where's Larry Drish at? I have a piece of cardboard. I have, whoa. Wow. Signed by Chris Christopherson. Signed by Chris Christopherson. Wow. Stuff like this just laying everywhere. Chris Christopherson. Jimmy C. Newman. Marty Robbins. What else is in here? Marty Robbins. Ooh, look at that. I don't know if I've seen that before. The McClintock soundtrack. Zorro. Wesley Tuttle. Roy Rogers. Campfire Songs. Jim Reeves. And Joe Mathis. On Star Day. Wow. Okay, that's a lot of cool stuff there. Let me go back to the top. Let me catch my breath. Let me put on some chapstick. Shout out to Leslie Holt for the chapstick. All right, so the first comment is Michael Butler. Let's go ahead and sell him Nevada Smith for $6.99. That's sold for $6.99. Okay. And then Rob Gates got the Bond for $14.99. That's sold to Rob Gates for $14.99. Michael was second. What was the blue cover with the church on the cover? R.K. Tucker gets Jefferson Airplane for $14.99. Larry Smith, Annette, Songs from Annette. Let's check the condition. Original inner sleeve? No. Larry, this is not in the best condition. Ooh, it's dirty too. It's like in G or less condition, as most Annette records are. John puts out the nice ones, and I'm surprised we have them in those kind of condition. If you want that, I will take $3 for it. $3 on Annette. That's probably the cheapest record I'll price out tonight. And then, can you show the Canaries? All right, let me go back to Daniel's request first. Daniel, I'm not going to forget about you, okay? I'm going to come back to your request. I see two of them there, and then Newman. But first, Rod Bryan on McClintock. Let me go back through the stack now. I pulled out most of what I thought people would ask for. Dale Evans. I'm going to leave Zorro out just in case. And then Rod Bryan, you were next on McClintock here. I don't know if I've ever had that soundtrack before. Okay. Wow, what a cool inner sleeve. Look at that. That's a wild inner sleeve. That's a clean record. Maybe EX. I see a scuff out there. Rod Bryan, $9.99. $9.99 on McClintock. $9.99 on McClintock. I don't think I've had that one before. Chris Christopherson. Let's not get that. Let's not get that price tonight. I know that's good, but the autographs, I didn't give everybody an update. So let me tell you why I don't want to price these autographs tonight until we get JSA authentication on these, okay? You want to know why? I did a pre-check on Marlon Brando, and I did a pre-check on Johnny Cash. You know the ones we found last night, Johnny Cash and Marlon Brando? I did a pre-check on them from JSA, and guess what? Secretarial. That's why I don't price out autographs unless we know for sure. The two biggest autographs we found last night, Johnny Cash and Marlon Brando, secretarial. They're worth absolutely nothing. So I don't price out autographs unless we know, okay? Do I believe that's good? Yes. Was I skeptical last night on Johnny Cash? Yes, you saw me skeptical live. Was I skeptical on Brando? Definitely. Marlon Brando is a very rare signature. Those are both secretarial. So they're bad. That's why I don't price out autographs. That's why y'all hear me every time say, let's not price it. Because if I price this for $175 and then y'all buy it and it's bad, that's bad business. Okay? So those are no good. So that's why we have to have everything authenticated. Okay? And that's why we want everybody to trust Coletco. I could say, yeah, Johnny Cash, $375 and sell it to y'all. It's bad. It's secretarial, okay? So let's just leave that right over there. I'm working on having them come, and we're going to have a bunch of stuff authenticated. And we've got probably 500 or 600 to work on. Rod Bryan gets McClintock. But just a word of advice out there, if you're an autograph buyer, if you're a collector, you probably already know this. But before you buy an autograph, you need to have authentication from 3 companies. One of 3. You don't have to have all 3. One of 3 companies. JSA, PSA, or Beckett. I don't care what kind of card you have with it. It could say sports authentication from Las Vegas. That's trash. I don't even know if that's a real company. But people they'll send me pictures all the time. But look, it has a COA with it. Well, Coletco could also create COAs. I could print up little cards and say, Coletco verified this. But y'all would trust it, but nobody else in the world would unless they know us. But still, you got to have one of those 3 companies. I think y'all get what I'm trying to say. I wouldn't trust anything else. So, but I had those pre-checked because I was like, man, that's $3,000 in autographs right there if these are real, and they were both bad. So Johnny Cash and Marlon Brando, secretary, signed lots and lots of stuff, even little index cards that people requested in the mail. So just FYI, okay? Let's go back to the top. And the next thing we have is Larry Smith on Annette. So that's the story on autographs. If we find 100 more tonight, same thing. I'm not going to price them out. The only things I sold last night was those Ray Stevens and stuff like that. I believe they're good, but they're so inexpensive, it's not even worth having them authenticated. So that's how I do those kind of records. And then Maphis, and let's get back down to the bottom. I think we're good to go. Bond was near mint. Now, there was a couple that Daniel requested. Nobody on Zorro. And let me find those that Daniel requested right quick. So that's the story on that. And Joe Maphis. Let's do this one first for Rod. The Bond was nice. It was EX plus near mint minus. Joe Maphis has some kind of pressing defect right there. See that? I don't know if you want that one or not, Daniel. Danny, your Wayland was JSA. It was already authenticated, yeah. But like that cut, I don't know. Who knows? We won't know. I didn't have those because those weren't, to me, as important as Cash and having Marlon Brando's authenticated. So Marty, and then Daniel was also interested in Jimmy C. Newman. Right. Yeah, Jimmy C. Newman. There's that. I think I got some Jimmy C. Newman 45s over here. Um, there's that. And then this, and he already had this. This one here, is this the other one Daniel asked about? He said, blue cover of the church on the cover. This one here, the Sacred Gems, the Rebels. Sacred Gems by the Rebels. That's that. Okay, so you were interested in these three, and was there another one? Possibly one more. If not, let me know, okay? Let me restack all this stuff over here. Brian, no, the Ray Stevens were not JSA. Those, I believe, in my opinion, to be very good. Two reasons. One, I would doubt very few people would fake a Ray Stevens autograph, and I don't think he had a secretary signing stuff. So I believe without a shadow of a doubt the Ray Stevens are good. That's my personal opinion. Now, what I always say is if you do ever have them authenticated and they're bad, I'll give you your money back. But I don't sell records like that unless I know they're good. But Ray Stevens, that's the kind of guy that nobody's really going to be faking them, and I doubt his secretary was signing stuff on that, okay? So that's the thing. Like Marlon Brando, I mean, if somebody thinks they can fake it and sell it for $3,000, I mean, do you realize, like, if somebody could fake a good Brando signature on, like, a Godfather photo or, like, on a Godfather poster, that's, like, basically making $5,000. So people are going to try to fake and forge stuff like that. But, you know, Ray Stevens, those kind of records, the Smothers Brothers, I know those are good without a, you know, like 99%, and I really don't see many people forging those. Okay, back to LPs. But the story remains the same on autographs. I'm not going to sell them unless I'm highly confident or they have certification, okay? So you get on eBay. I can show y'all an eBay account right now where a guy has listed nothing but fake autographs, okay? And I can show it to you in just a second. He has nothing listed but fake autographs. Everything on there is fake. Jimmy C. Newman, $9.99 on that, Daniel. And if I missed something else, remind me. I've had a lot go on since then. But I think Chris is good because we already had other Christofferson autographs from him authenticated. But also Johnny Cash, Fred had good ones and he's had bad ones. We've had good Johnny Cash and we've had bad Johnny Cash. So you just never know. Okay, where did we get to there? There's another Marty Robbins. There's another Marty Robbins. There's another Marty Robbins. Hey, there's Gunfighter Ballads. I know somebody's going to want that. There's Gunfighter Ballads. This is like, ooh, it's got a big scuff right there. Yeah, it's got a feelable mark. Man, side 2 is beautiful too. This is side 2 though, with El Paso is pretty clean. I'll do it for $5. Side 2 is like EX Plus and side 1's like G because of that big feelable mark on it. But nice cover. And it's a 6-eye, so $5 on Marty Robbins. $5 on Marty Robbins. Let's put that back there. And then more greatest hits, Marty Robbins. There's another Marty Robbins. More Marty Robbins. Marty Robbins. Marty Robbins. Marty Robbins bundle. Marty Robbins. More Gunfighter Ballads, Marty Robbins. Marty Robbins. Marty Robbins, 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 Marty Robbins. You know what's going on now? I don't even have to say it. You know what the next record's going to be. This is a lot. Oh, Hank Thompson. And it's signed. Hank Thompson, 99. Hank Thompson, that's actually signed. Connie Smith is signed. Love Connie Smith. That's a signed record. What else do we have? Connie Smith, signed by Connie Smith. Hank Thompson, signed by Hank Thompson. Gone with the Wind, signed by, no, I'm joking. I was about to say signed by, what's his name? Clark Gable. That'd be awesome. I don't think, Well, when did he die? Because these soundtracks were made, what, 30 years after the movie came out? That's pretty cool, though. And then Elton Britt, Country Time, Doyle O'Dell, Tex Ritter, The Turn of Singing Cowboy, and Tex Ritter's Wild West. Okay, let me pause there. Larry Smith. So Connie. Now, Connie, I don't know. I've never looked at a Connie signature before. I don't see a reason why these would be forged. But if you want both of them, I'll do them for $10 a piece. I'll do them for $10 a piece. I don't have any reason to think that those would be bad. But I've never looked at a Connie Smith signature in my life. So up to you on that one. And then Elton Britt, let me go back. Oh, there's something I looked over in here. Oh, there's some 78s down in here. There's Baby is the Name. Is this an acetate? And then there's a really cool Davy Crockett 78. This looks like an acetate or something. Yeah, this is a, whew. Yes, if you've ever smelt an acetate, it has an undeniable smell to it. This is almost like, I guess, it almost feels, it's literally cold when I'm holding it right now. It feels like it's 30 degrees. Clark Gable died. Yeah, Clark can't even sign a Gone with the Wind soundtrack. It was like that guy that was trying to sell me that signed Jimi Hendrix Funko that time. I was like, dude, Jimi Hendrix died in 1969 or 70, I guess 60, 70. Funkos, they didn't start making Funkos for the last like 7 years, or I guess they made them before then, but you get my point. Okay, I'll take one and pass the next. All right, let me know if you want I Love Charlie Brown or Born to Sing. Your pick. And then Daniel, you're next. And then Elton Britt, I was getting back to that. Elton Britt, this, Fred had a big price on this one. These have always, at a certain point, these were pretty desirable. I'll do this for $6.99. $6.99 on Elton Britt. Who asked? Rod Bryan, $6.99 on that. And then Larry wants Born to Sing, so sell that to Larry for $9.99. And then Daniel, I Love Charlie Brown. If you want that, Daniel, just let me know. Rod Bryan gets Elton Britt. Let me change out crates because we have filled this one full. And if Daniel, if you don't want Connie Smith, then Tracy does. I feel very confident about those signatures. Okay. Now, if anybody's ever trying to sell you a signed John Lennon album, you might, especially for less than $4 or $5 grand, you might want to be very skeptical, okay? All right. Now, where did I get to? The 78s for Michael. I'll say this acetate from Sue Miller and Davy Crockett. Let me check condition. And then Michael asked, wow, not bad for a kid's 78. Wow, very clean. Look at that. That's unusual to see any kind of 78, in my opinion, that nice. We'll do both of those for $15. Tracy Songer, you get Connie Smith for $9.99, okay? Moving on. We have Johnny Bond. Gene Autry sings South of the Border. Lone Ranger. Unfortunately, there's a big piece of tape on the cover. Lauren Green, Welcome to the Ponderosa. Roy Rogers, Dale Evans. There is another Elton Britt, Beyond the Sunset. Gail Storm, signed by Gail Storm. I don't know a Gail Storm. Liz Anderson, is this signed? We have a ton of Liz Andersons. No, that's not signed. Leon McAlf. Another one by him. Songs of the Pioneers and that, okay? And Daniel wants both of these for $15. Michael, you were second. And then did Jimmy C. Newman? No, I don't think Daniel wanted this, right, Daniel? It's still available for $9.99, and the $5 loan or the $5 Marty Robbins is too, and then Joe Maphis. I don't think so. Roy Rogers tribute picture disc. We've had a bunch of those lately. Marty Robbins. I was hoping some of these would be signed. Usually, when he has this many together, there's at least a couple signed. Marty Robbins, Marty Robbins. Roy Rogers, Roll on Texas Moon. Boy, he had $175 on that. Let me scan this on Discogs. I doubt it's that much. I mean, I'd be surprised. No, nowhere close. Maybe at one point it was. That's a picture disc. Roy Rogers from Bear Family. $9.99 if anybody wants those. $9.99 if anybody wants that. That's Bear Family. It's a Roy Rogers picture disc. 1986 German. Jimmy C. Newman is sold to Rod Bryan for $9.99. Yeah, I looked at that one. It's okay. And then Spell of the Yukon. Stuart Hamblin. Boy, that looks like an early one. There Is No Secret. And then we have Glenn Miller, 78. A couple magazines down in here. Arizona Highways and the Western Way. And make sure there's no more envelopes full of autographs. Gene Autry's Classics. That's a 78. And then the Anita Kerr Singers to commemorate the Banner 75th anniversary. The Nashville Banner March. Wayne Rainey and Archie Shibley and the Dew Mountain Boys. Archie Shibley and the Mountain Dew Boys. Wow, that looks pretty interesting. Archie, Arkie, Shibley. And this is 3857. Here. 78. Gilt Edge. Reissue. Sold, never sold. 78 here. There it is. Interesting. 1950. Wow. Okay, and then there's another random magazine. Okay, so I'm not done with the crate yet, but let me pause. Let me pause right there and make sure I didn't miss anything. Did I not get the 78s? Yes, you got both of the 78s, Michael, for 15. Yeah, Michael. Michael Rudolph got the Davy Crockett and the acetate for $15. I don't know if that other one was actually a 78. It might have been a 33 10-inch, but it was an acetate. And then Michael Rudolph got the 78. So yeah, not Daniel. I might have said Daniel Rosen. My bad. Thompson with the beer cans on at $7. These that are signed back here, these are signed actually. But if you want this, I'll sell it to you for $10. The Hank Thompson here, I'll sell it to you for $10. It's a 2 LP, and it looks like it's signed. $10 on that. $10 on that. And then I have Rainey pending to Daniel Rosen, which is Wayne Rainey's here. This is Wayne Rainey, WANERANEY. Not a lot of 78s get listed on Discogs from what I see, because every time I go to look them up, it's like none for sale, none available. And I don't think sometimes it's because they're overly just rare. I just don't think a lot of people deal with them. I mean, even like us, I mean, we're huge record dealers, and we don't even really fool with 78s that much. So I don't think a lot of people just kind of deal with them. So you look them up, and it's like, this is Joe Blown's Ghost and Lost John Boogie, 1948, 10-inch. Country, of course. One sold 4 years ago for $20. I'll sell this to you for $9.99 if you want it. Joe Blown's Ghost and Lost John Boogie. And that is 1948 on King. Okay, nobody on the Roy Rogers picks through this, and this. And then we have, what's next in here? The El Dorado soundtrack. That's pretty cool. That is $9.99. John Wayne soundtrack, El Dorado. Tex Ritter, Song from the Western Screen. There's another Alamo soundtrack. And then we have John Anderson, signed. Wow, that's pretty cool. Mark, thanks, and best wishes, John Anderson. Now, that is a prime example of something that is most likely always real, because if you're going to fake an autograph, why personalize it? And then this is Rose Maddox. This is Rose Maddox. We got El Dorado. Teresa, let me just make sure this is nice. And if it is, I'm going to sell it to you for $9.99. And it looks good to me. That's sold to Teresa for $9.99. This is pending to Tim Voldness for $10. The autograph Hank Thompson. I'm going to put John Anderson over here with the other autographs. And what was the other question? Oh, this here. Ooh, it's okay. It's got some of that. It's lost some of its sheen. I don't see any major. I don't see any major problems with it. Okay. And of course, if anybody's watching, if you want a price on anything, don't hesitate to ask. I'm going to price it to you. And if you want to pass, that's okay. Larry, I'll say John Anderson for $25. I feel pretty confident about that. We've had some of his stuff from Freya JSA'd. I feel pretty confident about that one, okay? But that's totally up to you. 25 on John Anderson. And then here we go. So anybody else, anything in here? So Michael, I had a feeling Michael, you was going to ask, so I was about to get those together. Let me make sure I pulled out what I thought was the stuff I wanted to pull out from this bin. That's actually pretty clean. Okay. There's the Alamo. $9.99 on the Alamo. Let me check on this Gone with the Wind right quick. One crate down. We're about to bring over another one. Gone with the Wind's $9.99. That Rainey with the Newman for $12. Newman? I think somebody's already bought Newman. Roy Rogers was $9.99. A picture disc from Bear Family. There's another signed Hank Thompson for $10 if anybody wants it. So we have Archie Shibley, the Anita Kerr Singers, Gene Autry's Western Classics on Columbia, and then Glenn Miller. Michael, I'll do those four for $15. Okay, there was the kind of damaged Gunfighter Ballads for $5. I'm still going to leave that out. And there's a sleeve for it. If no one asked earlier, there's Zorro. Let me check the condition. Zorro is in really bad condition. Never mind on that. Okay, now let me make sure I pulled everything out of here that I wanted to. Well, actually, you know what? The problem is going through each one and checking the condition right quick, but let me go back and offer this to somebody right quick. Man, all these Marty, I was going to try to do a bundle on these. There's just trying to pick out one of each by itself. Okay, let's see here. Let's do this. Where did they stop at? They stop right in here. There's that one, and there's this one. There's this one, and this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then that one, and that one, and that one. Okay. And then there's this one. We've already pulled that one. There's this one. There's his Hawaiian album with a bonus disc. I'm going to leave that in there. And then there's this. I don't think we've pulled a Drifting yet. I know we hadn't pulled one of these. And then there's this one. And then there's this one. And I think I've already done one of those. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 different Marty Robbins albums. I repeat, 17, what I think I grabbed all different. I'm not even going to look at them again. But if anybody wants them, 17 of these for $40. 17 albums, $40. Marty Robbins. I think they're all different. Condition could vary. Okay? And then Michael, Lone Ranger. First, let's get these sold to Michael. And that was these right here. I'm going to try to put them, whoever's tagging, I'm going to put all these that he bought down inside this sleeve, okay? If I can figure out where it opens from. There it goes. That way they're easier to keep up with. And then this. All right, so those are all sold to Michael for $15. And then Tim Voldness wanted Hank Thompson for 10. And then he said he'll take this one good side, one bad side Trail Fighters for 4. All right. And then we had a question on Lone Ranger and a question on Arizona highways. Okay. Let's find those right quick. And then Daniel, this here. Star Day inner sleeve. We're off to a great start. It's in like VG condition. It's got like these scuffs on it, but they're non-feelers. $6.99 if you want that. Star Day. All right. Back to the crate. I'm going to put Gale Storm, even because it's got a signature on it. Now, what else did somebody else ask for something? Another Elton Brett or something earlier. Y'all have to remind me. I try to do it all in order, but if I go through them too fast, then I could overlook something easily. Michael, $6.99. The vinyl's actually really clean, and it's on the Deca, okay? Teresa, I hadn't pulled. I knew I was forgetting something. Teresa on Alamo. Yep, I got to do that. Thank you for the reminders. I've got too many stacks going. I was on a Marty Robbins mission, and everybody disappointed me. Alabama. Alamo is sold to Teresa for $9.99. You lay those back there. Michael Rudolph sold on Lone Ranger for $6.99. And then what did that leave? Joe Mathis, yes, which I think is in this pile. Let me make sure on that. Okay, I'm got to pull those Marty Robbins out. Marty is a good seller. Marty has, out of all the country, as far as our mainstream audience here, Marty has this here, Joe Mavis. Yes, I think oh no, that was damaged. This had like a pressing defect on it. If you want it for $3, I'll sell it. But it has like a big bump in the grooves on the first track. I sell these both to Daniel for $10, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the 78 inside of the jacket, but y'all make sure we pull that out and make sure it gets padded, okay? So that's sold, both of those are sold to Daniel for $10, okay? Now, the condition of this Oak Ridge Boys. It's really, really dirty. I think when you clean it up, it could go VG, but it's pretty dirty. Was there another Joe Mathis? I don't think so. I'll look through them one more time because I'm about to put them all together. Any old cylinder records? I think we do. I don't know where they're at, but I think we do. I think that was the only Joe Mathis. Yeah, that was the only one. That was the only one to my knowledge. Yep. All right, let's grab a new crate. So some stuff that's left behind. Signed Hank Thompson, $10. Roy Rogers, Bear Family Picture Disc, $10. Gone with the Wind, $10. Gale Storm, signed, $10. John Anderson, signed, $25. I don't think these magazines have much significance. I'm going to leave them back over there. And then no price on Christofferson yet. I'm going to check on him. And then I'm going to put all that back over here. Okay. And then there's another stack of miscellaneous. And then there's, over here in this corner, 17 Marty Robbins albums for $40. If anybody changes their mind on any of that, just let me know. The crate's right here behind me. Let's start going through another one. That's right here behind me. So if you decide you're like, dang it, you know what, Chad? I'll go ahead and just take the rest of that crate for $125. Just go ahead and give me all, and then I'll go through them later myself and catalog them and see what's in there and look them up and clean them and listen to them. All right. See what this next crate possesses. You never know with Fred. Y'all know that. All right. One more crate, and then I have the rest of this tub of autographs and the radio shows. One more crate, and then I'm going to bring over an empty crate to put these in. But let's do it. Oh, man. Who knows? Stuff hadn't been looked at in decades. Literally. All right. George Beverly Shea. 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 Thurlow Spur and the Spurlows. The Spear family. George Beverly Shea. George Beverly Shea. George Beverly Shea. George Beverly Shea, Billy Graham favorites. George Beverly Shea. 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 The Spear family. The Spear family. George Beverly Shea. Joanne Shelton. At Home with the Shelton family. Hymns, Sunday USA. Cliff Simpson Sings. The Singers 3. Sister Rosetta Tharpe. That sounds pretty cool. Let's lay that out. Sky Pilot Choir. That looks pretty interesting too. TV Favorites by Henry and Hazel Slaughter. The Best of Katie Smith, or Kate Smith. Prelude to Worship, Ted Smith. Songs, Sons of Song. Sons of Song. The Spear family. Spear family. Spear family. Spear family. Spear family. Spear family. The Sunlighters sing Who Do I Know in Heaven? Gospel Favorites of Gordon Terry. All right, let me pause right there for a second. Let's look at Sister Rosetta Tharpe. We got Rod, we got Mason. We got Rod, Daniel, and Mason. Last sold in near mint for 40, a VG plus 60, a VG plus VG 50, VG plus VG 39.99. I had a feeling this was pretty good. This has one non-feeler scuff that runs across it right there. Hope you can see that. Pretty ugly looking scuff, but it's a non-feeler. Side 2 is clean. Side 2 has no marks, but it needs a cleaning. I'll do Sister Rosetta for $19.99. Probably one of the better finds so far I think I've seen tonight. $19.99 on that. Rod Bryan, it will need a cleaning, then Daniel, and then Mason, okay? Now let's go back here. We have Melinda on Shea and Billy Graham. Let's find that. Shea and Billy Graham. This one right here. Melinda, I'll sell that to you for $6.99. $6.99 on that, okay? There's that. And Sister is sold to Rod for $19.99. Let's go back up and figure out where I left off. Did I get everybody? I did. The Sun Tones, A Touch of Gold. The Sun Tones, A Touch of Gold. Looks like it's signed on the back. Ben Sweat, I Sing. Luis Velez singing. How Do I Sing About Jesus? Teen Challenge, We Meet at Calvary. Mike Valonis. That looks strange. Presenting the Van Imps. Spear family. Spear family. Dad Spear. Betty Stoliniker. The Master's Bouquet. J.D. Sumner and the Stamps. J.D. Sumner and the Best of the Stamps. Sumner and the Stamps. There might be some interest in them, for sure. The Stamps Quartet. J.D. Sumner and the Stamps. The New Stamps Quartet. The Stamps Quartet. The Stone Brothers, signed. Melinda gets the Beverly Shea and Billy Graham, $6.99. The Stone Brothers. J.D. Summers. J.D. Summers. Another Stamps Quartet. Stamps. 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 Ralph Stanley and the Clinch Mountain Boys sing sacred songs. On King. Cover's got some damage. $6.99. The Bible Told Me So, the Statesman Quartet. The Statesman. The Statesman. Mansion Over the Hilltop. The Statesman. The Statesman. The Statesman. Howie Listener. Statesman. Hymns by the Statesman. More Statesman. The Statesman. The Statesman. 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 The Staple Singers. Statesman. The Trailsmen. The Statesman. The Tennesseans. Christmas with the Gospel Singing Caravan. Not the Cramps, the Stamps. Could you imagine if this whole crate was full of the Cramps? All different albums and pressings and variations. There would be people absolutely losing their minds. Instead, we got the Stamps and not the Cramps. Daniel, $9.99 on the Staple Singers. $9.99 on the Staple Singers. I can't get it back in the sleeve. Boy, these records, I just want to let y'all know, some of these sleeves, when you put them out, you're never going to get them back in there. So you might as well, when you take these records out, never try to put them back in there. You're just going to bend, crease, cram, crumple, rip, tear. Just go ahead and put them in a new sleeve and keep it behind the jacket. Because these things, there's just something about these 60-year-old records. When you take them out, those paper inner sleeves just don't want to fit right again. I think they kind of shrink around the cover almost. So... but yeah, $10 and $6.99 on those, Daniel. Anybody else? I'm not going to spend any more time. This was pretty much in a complete crate of gospel. Now, out of all the genres, unfortunately, out of all the genres we deal in, I have almost zero people who want gospel. Unless it's black gospel. It was a reissue. Did you see my Stanley question? How clean is Stanley? I have it, but it's super clean. Maybe the cover. Oh, it was. I never did see that. It needs a cleaning. After a cleaning, it will go, well, there's a scuff right here. I mean, it's going to have to be VG+. It's going to have to be VG+ on that. And this is on a label. It's a compilation reissue label called Harlem Hit Parade. Harlem Hit Parade. Do you have REM Losing My Religion? No, I don't have that in stock. Actually, you know what, Michael? Either tomorrow or Friday, there'll be an REM Greatest Hits in stock. I've got 2 on the way. They're $46.99. They're new and sealed. Nobody on any gospel? Does anybody want an entire crate of gospel records? Moving on. Those will probably never be shown again. And there's probably a good chance some of those will never be played again, unfortunately. That's it on those. They've lived their life cycle. All right, moving on. We have, let's go through the next one. One after another. Can't go through the next. Get it a little bit closer. I'm tripping over boxes of 45s, by the way. Oh my gosh, I almost fell. There's boxes of 45s over here everywhere, bro, from Fred's collection and Big Bob's and Punk, and there's a huge box over here that says No FX and the Ramones. I don't know what could be in that, but we'll go through it eventually. Oh, you have losing my religion. That was a bad joke. I was trying to make you a sale. I was trying to make you a sale. I was trying to make a sale to you. Fake autographs. Yeah, let me find it. Let's see here. Right here. So I saw this come up on eBay. I'm trying to find a fully signed Yes album. So this popped up, sold. And I was like, dang, how did I miss that? And I emailed the guy and I was like, hey, did this sell? He said, yes, but I have another. And when you go over here, oh, wait a minute. Is this the right one? Hold on a second. No, that's maybe not the right one. Hold on a second. No, this one has a letter with it. Wait a minute. That's not the right listing. Let me see if I can find it right quick. It is a sign. That might have been it right there. This is it, maybe. Hold on a second. I'll be able to find it pretty quick. It was close to the edge. Yeah, this one. Is this one it? Yeah, this is it. Okay, it's TC Trends. That one I just clicked on is real. Hold on one second. All right. Yeah, so this is it. So that showed up and sold on eBay. Let me go back here. That showed up and sold for $100. And look at all these other ones. And I was like, what the heck? Somebody's listed a bunch of Yes albums signed, and then somebody's got them. And, but when I messaged them, I said, do you have any more? Let me see. Is my thread still up here with them? Nope. Yeah, I might have messaged them on Fragile. I'll pull it up. But yeah, so there's that, right? And you're like, dang, $100. I mean, that's worth several hundreds, if not maybe close to $1,000 if it's signed by all of them. But you go to seller's other items, and you scroll down there, and you got a fully signed Boston, right? $120, fake. That's a $500-$600 album. You got ELO. That's what, $500 or $600. Those are all fake. The Eagles. Look at this. That's a $3,000-$4,000 album. $170. And they look really good too. Whitesnake. What would that sell for? $500-$800 or more? $200, fake. Leonard Skinner. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously it should throw up a red flag. I mean, surely nobody's falling for this, but people are. People are falling for this because when you go to sold, you see them sold, right? I mean, but people buy them. Look at that. I mean, and they probably think that they're real. I mean, some people just may want them for a display piece. Maybe people want them for a display piece, but if those are being sold legitimately and people think they're real, then that's obviously a major problem because then they're out there in circulation. But yeah, there is one listed with a letter, which is authentic. That one's real. That's the one I just clicked on here. Yeah, that's real. But it's missing Chris Squire, isn't it? Yeah, it's missing Chris Squire. It's signed by John, Steve, Bill, and Rick, but it's missing. If this is Chris Squire signed, then I would have already bought it. I hate when something's missing a signature like that and the person's dead, unfortunately. So, but yeah, that was called TC Threads, and all those signatures on there are fake. Everything that I just showed you there. TC Threads. Those are all, unfortunately, fake. They have I'm sure they have other fake stuff if they have that. Let's see here. And I don't know how they do that. I don't know if they got like an auto pen machine. Yeah, like look at this. I mean, Grateful Dead. I mean, that's a $5,000 LP if that's real. $650, which is a crazy price for a fake one. I mean, I can understand if you just want to frame it and like put it in a music room, you know, and let people know it is fake, and like the back is stamped fake or something. That would be different because most people, one, will never be able to afford one, and number two, they very little exist. I mean, you don't even hardly come up for sale. So it's, you'd have to wait years. But if you want one just for display, maybe stamp the back fake. But instead, they're being sold for a kind of a crazy amount, you know. Pink Floyd signed by 3, $245. That would be worth several thousands of dollars. So, yeah. $295. No, that's not bad. $295. That's not bad whatsoever for one with a letter. No, that's why it has 19 watchers, and I've thought about. But I'm willing to spend twice that much on a Yes album signed by all of them, but I hadn't found one come up, especially with nice signatures. I want one signed by Wakeman, Anderson, Chris Squire, Steve Howe, Buford. I want them all to sign it. And it's just like they're always missing one signature, or it's missing two. I have a couple albums signed just by John Anderson because I love his signature. It looks like a tornado. So, how much is an Abbey Road fully signed? That does not exist. There is not an Abbey Road that's been signed by all 4 Beatles. To the knowledge of everybody that collects autographs in the world, there's never been a signed Abbey Road go up for sale. If it did, you could just name their price. But that does, to my knowledge, that does not exist. There is no signed Abbey Road. I think there is no fully signed U.S. Beatles albums. So any U.S. Beatles, like on Capitol, there is no Capitol Beatles album signed by all 4 that's ever come up for sale. They don't exist. So, if one did come up for discovery, which it's not because there's just no way that ever happened, it would be 100,000 plus. If you had like a signed Revolver, or if you had a signed Abbey Road, it would be 100,000 plus probably. Huge money. Even if it was just signed by John and George, who's dead, that way somebody would have some hope of getting Paul and Ringo. It would bring astronomical money. All right, let's go back through this crate. But a lot of people don't know that. There is not a signed Abbey Road that's really ever come up for sale. And there's no U.S. pressing Beatles album that's been signed by all 4 of them. Nothing like that's ever surfaced. So, as one Jay said, no. If you can get a picture of it, I would love to see it. You should ask him for a picture because that's never really happened. I don't think there's one that exists. Okay, let's go through this crate here. Who do we have here? This is Sacred Songs by Country Stars. TV Country Jamboree. This is sealed. RCA Camden. That's pretty cool. It's still sealed. RCA TV Country Jamboree. Nashville Stars on Tour. Chad Atkins, Jim Reeves, Bobby Bear. 50 years country comps. I like this because we sold a bunch. 50 years of country comps. The Staples. I priced that to Rod for $9.99. Or excuse me, I priced that for Daniel. And Daniel, I'm assuming you were passing, right? No, Daniel. My bad. That's after Dale asked. He said, "I'll take Stanley." That's sold to Daniel for $6.99. The Staples is still available for $9.99. Okay. So we have All-Time All-Star Folk Festival. Backstage at the Grand Ole Opry. In concert, Charlie Pride, Chet Atkins, Dolly. Country and Western Jamboree style. If y'all noticed earlier tonight, we did a really good auctioning some of these country comps. Here's a bunch more if anybody wants a bundle deal. Country and Western Jamboree. Country Gold 2. There's a Horzu pressing. Western Show. That's pretty cool. A German press. Kessler Whiskey. Smooth Country. Country Boy and Country Girl. And Precious Memories. What you got to realize, though, getting to the Beatles, so one, you got to think from 64 to 66 when they were actually touring, you couldn't get to them. You couldn't get to the Beatles, much less all four of them in the same room. And if you got to them, like at a concert or catching them outside of a hotel, y'all seen all that footage, right? I mean, it's just like chaos. And then anytime after 66, they never was in America, much less in America where all four of them were together. And so there was a chance maybe somebody could have got an Abbey Road and then signed by Paul and then signed by John. But the odds of that are astronomical. So, because you never could get to them. There was almost no chance of them ever where a normal person was around them at the same time. Very little people got around them in the same room together. Almost nobody did. Rod Bryan got the stable. So that's why signed Beatles albums are pretty much non-existent. There's a website, Frank Chiazzo, who certifies Beatles autographs. He has pretty much a list of every known fully signed Beatles album that's existed. And because after they came to America, you couldn't get to them anymore. So there's almost no signed Beatles albums, especially, or any of them. UK, if they are, they're UK, and they're signed in ballpoint pen, and they really don't look that well, and they're very expensive. All right. There's your Beatles lesson of the day. Country and Western Jamboree. This is Country and Western Jamboree, RCA Camden, 2LP, very clean, $6.99, if that's the one you're talking about. And Precious Memories. Let's go back and find that one too. And of course, if y'all follow Paul McCartney in 2025 here, if you follow Paul McCartney, you'd have a better chance of getting to Donald Trump than you would Paul McCartney. You can't get to him either. So he's not, and he don't sign. So it's just like all that stuff is so expensive. Yellow Jamboree one. This one here. Oh, the sealed one. I'll do that one for $9.99. I didn't see Precious Memories. Let's see here. Country Gold 2. What's this? Smooth Country. Y'all were seeing stuff before. Oh, Precious Memories. Precious Memories is obviously, it's gospel. Big names are on here though, like Dolly and Porter. It's a 2LP, $6.99. And then who's on the folk? Folk Festival is the Limelighters, Jimmy Gifford, Homer and Jethro, Elton Brett, Walter Forbes. $6.99 on that. Okay. All right, those were asked about. They're right back here. Let's keep going through the crate. Oh, the other yellow one. Boy, how many jamborees were there? Oh, this one. RCA, Jamboree Country and Western style. Here's another artist wow, that's really clean. $6.99 on this one too. There are no signed Doors albums by Jim Morrison, especially single-sided. I don't think there's a signed Doors, or especially fully signed on the front. I think there are a couple where maybe he penned the back jacket that have surfaced, but it's been decades. But there are no albums that are known to exist signed by Jim Morrison. So think about that. That's pretty incredible. I mean, like zero. That would be an astronomically insane find. All right, we have all-time gospel favorites. Good Old Country Gospel. Dennis Weaver. Dennis Weaver. Dennis Weaver. The Western Gentleman. The Western Gentleman. Rusty Weir. Rusty Weir. Rusty Weir. Chill Wheels. Hello Cousin. Chill Wheels. Music of the West. 12 for Jamboree and Precious Memories. This and this are both sold to Daniel for $12. You got it. Music of the West. TV Western Themes. Let's Go West. Favorites. Bandolero soundtrack. That's pretty cool. James Stewart, Raquel Welch. $9.99 on that if anybody wants it. A soundtrack, The Big Country. That's another one. Gregory Peck. I don't think I've had. Mic's back on. Sorry about that. My mic died. Welcome back. Generator check. Good call there. Good call. It's unplugged and I'm on low battery. Good call. Let's plug it up. My extension cord's not even plugged up. Nice call there. Who was that? Robert? Let's see what I was on. Oh yeah, 17%. Nice. All right, I got right here. Richard A. I thought Hugh O'Brien signed this, but I guess not. Who is Richard A. Miles? I guess just somebody's name. Rudolph, yeah. Michael and then Oso. Yeah, I don't know where I cut off, but there was a couple of cool soundtracks that popped up there. Let's see if Rudolph's nice. It's in a poly bag. It's not bad. Ooh, well, there's some scuffs on here. Dang it, yeah. Side one, then he flipped it over, and there was some bad marks. I'll do it for $6.99. I would probably grade it VG. $6.99 VG. Really cool foil cover, though. That's got to be like late 50s, early 60s. No store credit. No, you get an invisible handshake. You get an invisible handshake. Sorry, my mic went out. I'm on a wireless lapel mic, and it dies. I meant to swap it when I started part 2, and I forgot. All right, Michael said sold on Rudolph for $6.99. Let's keep rolling here. I stopped at Christmas Country Style, Western Favorites, Country and Western Hits. Here's 2 Christmas-related records. If anybody wants both of them for $8, Western Country Christmas, $8 on that. Robert, there's your invisible handshake. Thank you. You saved the show from a delay. Tex Johnson. Oh, that's cool. Hold on a second. I grabbed too many records. Here is Pecos Bill, Walt Disney, Disneyland. Could it be clean? It is. Let's check the other side, though. It is. $9.99 on that Disney record. I always pull out Disney. ST wants both Christmas records for $8. Thank you. Those are sold for $8. Fess Parker, that's also Disney. Fess Parker, as in Davy Crockett. If he's clean, $9.99. He's actually surprisingly clean. He is. $9.99 on Fess Parker. And then we have Davy Crockett. Somebody wrote on the cover, plays on 33. Oh my God. That's like the worst condition record I've ever seen. I don't know if they loved it or hated it. Nobody's going to want that. Pecos Bill is sold to R.K. Tucker for $9.99. Love going through Fred crates. You never know what you're going to find. Walt Disney's Westward Ho, The Wagons. Harve Presnell, New Echoes of the Old West. Johnny Puelo and his harmonica game. Slim Pickens. Remember the Alamo. We sold one of those earlier. The Alamo. Constance Tower sings to the Horse Soldiers. Ian Tyson, Old Corals and Sagebrush. Ian Tyson, another one. The Roger Wagner Coracle. The Last Frontier. Wagon Camp Favorites. The Last Frontier. Another one. Clint Walker. That quad soundtrack again. Great Western Film Themes, Volume 3. That's pretty cool. It has John Wayne on it. $9.99 as long as it's nice. Nice. It's a foreign copy. German, UK. Great Western with Wayne. John Wayne on the cover. Ice Storm. Joshua. Ice Storm. Doesn't sound cool. Doesn't sound good. Slim Pickens. RK. Slim Pickens. How about $6.99 for old Slim? And then Michael says he'll take the Fess Parker and how about I just give it to you? Okay, I'd hate to charge you anything for that one. So sell both of these to Michael for $10. Okay. The Ian Tysons. I'll sell you both of them for $15. Both of them for $15. R.K. Tucker got Slim Pickens for $6.99. Samson and Delilah, that's actually a soundtrack, and The Quiet Man. Circus World soundtrack. Sons of Katie Elder, Johnny Cash appears on here. Columbia 2i, $9.99 as long as it's nice. It is. Deidre gets both of the Ian Tysons for $15, $7.50 each. Stagecoach, original motion picture soundtrack, 2 LP. Boy, that's an interesting package for that. John Wayne, though, early movie for him, Stagecoach. The Rhinesman, Johnny Ray, Ray Conniff, Jimmy Rogers, the voice of Will Rogers, The Texas Touch, Doug Sam. Wow. That's always cool. Promo, baby. It has a promo sticker. Regular label Atlantic. It's got something going on right here. It needs a cleaning. It's had some dust or I don't know. It's like a VG Plus. I'm going to say $6.99. $6.99 on Doug Sam. Katie Elder is sold to Chuck Haley for $9.99. Robert, you're second. Daniel, let me know if you want Doug Sam. The New Starlight Ramblers. Texas Boy Choir. Texas Boy Choir. He was singing this song. 11 selected traditional cowboys. For A Cowboy Has to Sing. The Tucson, Arizona Boys Choir. The Statesman Out West. An Ian Tyson interview. And then cowboy songs from a Utah choral. Okay, so Doug Sam is pinned into Daniel and now ST. Teresa, let me make sure Stagecoach has clean vinyl on it. Is this Japanese? It's in a Japanese resealable baggie. I don't think it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not. When did this movie come out? It's like in the 30s, isn't it? I think Stagecoach came out in the 30s. Wow, this is very nice, though. Oh, yeah. This is near mint mice. It's in a Japanese sleeve, too. That's sold to Teresa for $9.99. All right. Doug Sam and Western Gentleman for $12. Now, what was Western Gentleman? Western Gentleman. Western Gentleman. Tucson, Arizona Boys Course. Campfire songs. $6.99. It's nice. It may need a cleaning, but it's okay. Gentleman was earlier in the crate. Okay. Western Gentleman. Western Gentleman. Okay, one of these here. Look at those suits. Near mint. All right, sell these to Daniel for $6 and $6 essentially. All right, Mason said sold on that for $6.99. So, let's see here. Make sure nothing got left behind that I'm like, are you sure you don't want this before these go away? Don't hesitate to ask. Don't hesitate to ask for a bundle, this, that, anything. We'll get it done. A lot of comps there. If not, I'm ready to move right into another crate. Okay? I thought somebody might ask about Rusty Weir. He's a little bit more recognizable name. There's 3 albums here if anybody wants them for $15. Just 5 each on Rusty Weir. And then there's 2 Disney records that didn't get claimed. And then the Bandolero, which is a James Stewart, Raquel Welch. Let's see what the gatefold looks like. Nice pictures of the movie. There's Raquel Welch. And this was $9.99. And clean vinyl. It's on that Project 3, which pretty cool label. They usually do a really good job on that kind of stuff. And then there was 2 Disney. No, that was a soundtrack. There was 1 Disney record that didn't get claimed. Actually, you know what, Daniel? I'll give you this one that's signed. The Western Gentleman. There's one that's signed. Let me make sure the... Here's one that's signed too. Look. Now you'll have to figure out which one you're going to keep, or you're going to be a nice friend and give your friend the signed one. Next comment was Mason said sold, and that was on Tucson. And then RK takes the Rusties for $5 each. Can you show the back of the Westward Ho? I can. Actually, 20 on both Ian Tyson and another Western Gentleman. So there's that. Now, are you talking about the Ian Tyson interview and the last one that's left in here? That would be these 3 records for $20. Right? Hold on a second. You're talking about the interview and this one here that was left behind. This one, right? These 3 to Daniel Rosen. Rick Perrine put Rusty. Now, what was... Oh, that was Rusty Weir. And then Regina wants the Bandolero for $9.99. Chuck Haley was second. And then Westward Ho. Yes, this is the one... Walt Disney's Western Ho. It looks like it's pretty beat up, though. The cover has significant wear. Oh, the vinyl's not that bad, though. Very nice vinyl. Definitely an early Disney. It has one little needle drop there. I'll do that for $6.99. It's in one of those old wax paper inner sleeves. Definitely a check condition cover, but the vinyl's surprisingly nice for what? The mid-late 50s? All right. It's a Disney record, though. All right, let's move on to another crate. These go in here, don't they? Yeah. Nobody on any of these comps? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, including backstage at the Opry. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, sealed another one. 9, I forgot where I was at. 10, it doesn't matter. 11, 12, 13. 13 comps there for $25. 13 comps, just to see if anybody wants them. $25 for 13. 13. And then this is sold to Robert for $6.99. And that leaves that right there. Okay. And then who's on backstage? Backstage at the Opry. Radio shows. Yes, let me grab those right now. That was supposed to come after this. Backstage at the Opry. I don't know what's really going on here. Interview. Okay, so it's interview and then music. Backstage, introduction, Bill Anderson, John Conley, Donnie West, Minnie Pearl. Wow, the Osmond Brothers playing Rocky Top. Rocky Top. You'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top. Rocky Top, Tennessee. All right, this next thing is coming from a tub, so I've got to bring them up here to me. We've went through 4 crates, right? We're about to go through the 5th one, which is part of the rest of a tub over here. And let me start bringing them. Here, I know Michael Rudolph's watching, so I got to get this for him. Let me see what I got here, folks. All right, so this is Country Music Time, U.S. government property, Bobby Sykes and Marion Worth. Bobby Sykes and Marion Worth. Country Music Time featuring Jordan Ayers. This record is property of U.S. government. Country Music Time featuring Marion Worth. This is property of U.S. government. Hope the FBI doesn't kick in my door. Armed Forces Radio and Television Service Station Library, Don Gibson. Armed Forces and Radio Television Service, Don Gibson. Dale Reeves, Country Music Time, U.S. government. Country Express, U.S. Army. Show 39, 66, and 40, 66. George Hamilton IV. Smiley and Kitty Wilson. So, okay, I'm being informed by my country experts. I need to look at both sides, okay? So we had Billy Walker, Bobby Sykes, and Marion Worth. Sonny James and the Jordan Ayers. Smiley and Kitty and Marion Worth. Don Gibson. Jimmy C. Newman, Dale Reeves. That one really don't say. And then George Hamilton and Smiley and Kitty Wilson. Billy Grammer and Billy Walker. Dallas Frazier and Billy Walker. Navy Hoedown, Lynn Anderson and Lynn Anderson. Now let's pause there. So Daniel's interested in the Dale Reeves. I don't really know if I can find these to price them out, but I'll take a guess. So here's the Dale Reeves, played March 4th, 1967. $15. $15. The Army one, the red label one that says U.S. Army, that's the one I don't know who's on here. It don't say. I know it has a sticker, but this is like an old thing here. Yeah, I'll do 15 on this one as well. Country Express, United States Army. They've wrote on the label, so this says the date, December 10th, 1966. Cut 1, December 17th, 1966. All right, so there's all those. That one's pending 15. That one's pending 15. And then the George Hamilton right here, RK, also 15 on that one. All right, now I think there's more, but we also have Sons of the Pioneers. Sons of the Pioneers. Now, some of these are signed by Tommy Doss, who was in the Sons of the Pioneers. Fred, personal friend. At some point, Fred had something to do with the Sons of the Pioneers. And then R.K. Tucker said sold on George Hamilton for 15. That's sold to R.K. Tucker. Sons of the Pioneers, signed by Tommy Doss. Sons of the Pioneers, signed by Tommy Doss. Sons of the Pioneers. Sons of the Pioneers. Sons of the Pioneers. Laserdisc, Angel and the Bad Man. Laserdisc, Michael Rudolph. $10. I know he's going to want that. Sons of the Pioneers. Sons of the Pioneers. Sons of the Pioneers. Marty Robbins. This is the crate that had all the autographs, so I want to make sure I don't miss it. The eligibles, Walter Brennan, Rex Allen, signed by Rex Allen, Rex Allen, signed by Rex Allen, Rex Allen Bear Family, signed by Rex Allen. That's pretty cool. Michael Rudolph gets the Laserdisc for 10. Chris is going to pass on the Army radio broadcast if anybody wants that. And let me go get some more stuff. I could only tote so much at a time over here. All right. Grand Ole Opry, $3.99. Grand Ole Opry, $4.25. Grand Ole Opry, $4.34. Grand Ole Opry, $3.96. Grand Ole Opry, $4.19. Grand Ole Opry, $4.46. And then Daniel says he'll do this. For $9.99. Sell that to Daniel for $9.99. The Golden Chariot Quartet, Slim Pickens, Johnny Cash, the Holy Land. Nice. Johnny Cash, the Holy Land. Let's see what we got here for Johnny. With the lenticular cover, clean. Johnny is $14.99. Clean Johnny there. And another hopefully clean Johnny. Another clean Johnny. $14.99 each on those. Conway and Loretta, $9.99 on that. Smokey Rogers, signed by Smokey Rogers. Rex Allen. Roberta Shore, Square Dancing's Carson Robinson. Pee Wee King. Looks like it's signed on the back. Smothers Brothers. We auctioned some of those off tonight. $20 a piece. They're signed by the Smothers Brothers. I got two more there. $20 each on those. Music for Bachelors. What a cover. Look at that green phone there. That's got Tracy Songer written all over it. The Stoneman Family, signed by the Stonemans. That's an empty jacket. Walter Brennan, that's an empty jacket. Johnny Tilliston. Boots Randolph, signed by Boots Randolph. Eddie Arnold, signed by Eddie Arnold. Eddie Arnold, signed by Eddie Arnold. Chris Frazier says he'll do the Army for $9.99. All right. Sold to Chris Frazier for $9.99. Daniel, the Opry bundle. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 5, 30, 90. 90 $15 a piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Opera shows, very, very cool. How about 90? Michael Ruttman got a Johnny Cash. Let's sell this to Michael Ruttman for $14.99. And then anybody else. That was some pretty cool stuff. Eddie Arnold, signed by Eddie Arnold. 2 Nail. Eddie Arnold, signed by Eddie Arnold. Boots Randolph, signed. I'll go ahead and price those out if people's interested. If we don't sell the Smothers Brothers now, they'll sell tomorrow. Conway and Loretta, and another nice Johnny Cash. Mason, now, these don't have LPs in them, just so you know. No LPs in them. We sold just empty jackets tonight. There's 2 more. If that's okay with you, just let me know left or right. Okay? Left or right on those. Left, right. Can you read a few of them? Sure. Grand Ole Opry, 446. Roy Drusky, Gene Shepard. Hold on a second. Roy Drusky, Gene Shepard, 4 guys. Archie Campbell, Roy Drusky, Gene Shepard, 4 guys. Roy Drusky. No title card with that one. 419 doesn't have a title card. 396. Bill Anderson, George Hamilton, Margie Bowes, Bill Anderson, George Hamilton, Bill Anderson, Bobby Lord, Dottie West, Bob Lumen, 4 guys. Bobby Lord. George Hamilton, Connie Smith, Hank Lachlan, Carter Family, George Hamilton, Connie Smith, Archie Campbell, George Hamilton, Jimmy Newman, Wills Brothers, Jimmy Newman, Billy Walker, Jimmy Newman, Dale Wood. Okay? He wants the one on the right. So you wanted this one, the Thank Ethic. That is sold to Mason for $20. I've got another one if anybody wants it. The Smothers Brothers. It's signed. Good to go. Very nice signatures on those. $20 if anybody wants it. I think I've sold like 13, 14 of those now. Fred must have met those guys or something. Very cool. All right, who's ready for another crate? I know I am. Everybody else? Good to go? Final call? Done? Chuck Haley wants the other Smothers Brothers. That's sold to Chuck Haley for $20. That one there. All righty. Let's move right along then. And Michael Butler wants the Johnny Cash. Okay? Michael Butler on Johnny Cash. This is sold to Michael Butler, $14.99 on the Holy Land. I'm going to leave those out because I think those are pretty good records there. Danny wants to pass it on Grand Ole Opry. That's okay. Anybody else on Grand Ole Opry here? Grand Ole Opry shows $15 each. They're right there if you change your mind. Whoop, I just almost knocked over the cart. All righty, and next we have... Here we go. Right off the bat, Country Music Spectacular from Star Day. 36 songs, 2 LPs. Star Day, the Tall 12. RCA, The Pick of Country, Volume 2. Pop Country Hits, The Golden Country and Western Hits, The Honest to Goodness Country Music Hits, Big Country Hits, It's All in the Stars, The Best of the 80s so far, Alabama, Earl Thomas Conley, Dolly, Waylon, Jukebox Saturday Night, Guy Clark, Gary Stewart, Waylon Jennings, The Best of Country Instrumentals. All right, let's pause right there. Spectacular and Tall 12. I had a feeling Daniel would be interested in those. Gatefold. Star Day yellow label. Looks fantastic to me. Just needs a cleaning. Beautiful. We'll say $9.99 on that one. And same thing on the Tall 12 if it's clean. Let's double check that one. This is a big thick jacket, I know that. Yeah, it's not wanting to go back in this jacket. We'll leave it out for right now. And then let's check on the Tall 12. Nice. Nice. Every time I see that yellow label, I think of a Verve promo. $9.99 each on those. Okay, there's some other good comps in there, including the 80s. Songs and Sounds from the Bonnie and Clyde era. That's another Star Day. Whew, I just let out a big sneeze. Whew, these are dusty. Four Kings of Country Music on the Nashville label. Buck Owens, George Jones, Roger Miller, Jimmy Dean. Third Annual Wonderful World of Country Music, Star Day. Queen of Country Music, Star Day, Dottie West, Melba Montgomery. More Country Music Sampler, Star Day. All-Star Country and Western Jamboree, Star Day. Country Music Hall of Fame, Star Day. Bumping Around, Jimmy Dean and Johnny Horton, Star Day. The Steel Guitar Hall of Fame, Star Day. Daniel's absolutely losing his mind right now. The Country Music Festival, Star Day. Release Me, the best of Dolly, Dottie, John. In memory of these great artists, that's on King. A sealed copy. A sealed copy. Cowboy Copus, Hawkshaw Hawkins. 20 original artists and their original hits. Look at that. Those floating heads, that's pretty cool. 5 Queens of Country Music, Patsy, Dottie, Jan, Melba. Country Western King, Sonny, Roy, Jimmy Newman. Great, great, great. 5-string banjo picking and singing on King. Cowboy, Grandpa Jones, and Stanley Brothers. Bluegrass Hits on Star Day. Boy, let me pause right there for a second. And let me figure out what just happened. So these were $9.99, $9.99. And then we had Daniel Rosen on Bummin'. Bummin'? Maybe he meant Bonnie. No, what did he put? He put Bummin'. And then Steel. I might as well just say this so crate sight unseen. Bummin'. It was Bummin'. And Steel. And Festival. And The King. Robert second on that. Really good Star Day bundle deal. Daniel Rosen on 5. Great. Which was the 5 Queens, right? Perhaps. Let me mark that just in case. We have 1, 2. How about I do this? Let's do first everything Here, let's just do this. Everything that I've shown there through this one, okay? Everything I've shown there through this one, because I stopped right there. That's this one. The first two I priced you for 10. I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. And then if you object, we can renegotiate. There's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put bluegrass hits back in. Well, it's on star day, but it's later star day. I'm going to leave it in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, $100. Those 19 there for $100. I would say most of those are minimum of VG Plus, and I bet most of them go up to EX or better. There was at least 2 in there that were sealed, right? That maybe get the cheapest you can get per record, buying them all just like that. And then, once you get them, you can do as you please, right? So he doesn't want the bluegrass or the 20. So 90 if we take those out, okay? No on that one. And the very first one, which was blue, or yeah, I had a feeling probably didn't want that one. Yeah, those are cool comps there. All right, so sell all those to Daniel Rosen for $90. Done. Boy, that's a lot of vinyl. Okay, so this is pretty cool here. 16 greatest bluegrass hits. And then this 20 country with, I love all those floating heads on there like that with the multicolored dots. $6.99 each on those. All right, now let's keep going. As usual, if you want something, let me know. And we'll go from there. It looks like this is a whole crate of compilations. Honky Tonk Angels, that's on the Nashville label. Country Music Great Stars, that's on Nashville. The Country Music Hall of Fame on Star Day. Country Music Sounds of Rock City, Tennessee. Wow, that's pretty cool. With Lookout Mountain on there. That's really cool, actually. Star Day. Bluegrass Review on Star Day. The Bluegrass Hall of Fame on Star Day. There's another Release Me on Nashville. We have more Country Music Spectacular on Star Day. Opry Time in Tennessee, sealed on Star Day. Road Music Compilation. Country and Western All-Star Jamboree. Let's pause right there. We have Mason on 20. Mason wants 20 right here. And let's sell that to Mason for $6.99. And then Nashville and Star Day bundle. Okay, well that's the rest of what we've shown right here. Let me show a few more right quick. Honky Tonk Favorites. Oldies and Goodies, Country and Western Volume 3. And Grand Ole Opry Show 408. Tex Ritter, the Glasser Brothers, Marion Worth. I hadn't seen this one. Tex Ritter and Marion Worth, okay? So let's go back over here and Nashville and Star Day bundle. So let me pull out all the Nashvilles and Star Days up until this point, okay? That was Crown, Mercury. That's International Award. Road Music. Red Savine, Teddy Bear, Dave Dudley, Dale Reeves, Dave Dudley, the Wheels Brothers, Red Savine, Jimmy Martin, Truck Driving Man, Pinball Machine, Lonnie Irving, Claude Gray. It's what I call that truck driving music, okay? Truck driving music on that. $6.99, Michael. $6.99 on that. All right, so there's Star Day, Nashville, Star Day, Star Day, Star Day, Star Day, Nashville, and Nashville, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. $40 on those, Daniel. $5 a piece for those right there up until that point. This is sold to Michael for $6.99. Thank you, Michael. I'll pull those out. If you need to see them again, let me know. Now, we got up until right here. 20 Bluegrass Original Gusto. 20 Bluegrass Originals Gusto. Fiddlin' Country Star. Fiddlin' Country Style Power Pack. 16 Fiddler's Greatest Hits. 20 Bluegrass Original Hymns. 22 High Ballin' Hits. K-Tail. 20 Country and Western Greats. Modern Country and Western Sounds. And then 25 Country Music Greats on Star Day. So I priced these right here for $5 a piece if you're buying them all. More Country Music Spectacular Star Day. Release Me, which was on Nashville. Bluegrass Hall of Fame Star Day. Bluegrass Review Star Day. The Country Music Sounds of Rock City Star Day. The Country Music Hall of Fame Star Day. Country Music Greatest Stars Nashville. Honky Tonk Angels Nashville. That was $8, and I said $40 on those. What's the back record? That's Opry Time in Tennessee sealed. Daniel said he was going to pass on this. It's a sealed Star Day. $9.99. Was High Balling more truck music? I think it was. Yeah, High Balling. Yep, it is. $6.99 on that GRT label. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of Star Day. Star Day had a lot of comps, and I think this is an entire crate of comps. Michael, this is like VG Plus EX, but it's okay. We have Radar Blues. There's another one. Hawkshaw Hawkins. There's one on King. Radar Blues. Michael may be interested in those. Country Greats Sing Gospel. Country Songs from Lois. Folsom Prison Blues. Nashville. A Bushel of 5-string banjos. And the World's Greatest Bluegrass Bands. And Louisiana Cajun Classics. Michael was sold on balling. Or ball-in. And then Daniel on radar. Let me see. This is. See what this looks like here. Boy, that's a cool cover. They're getting a ticket. They're getting a ticket from the old highway patrolman sergeant there. He's got his sergeant stripes on his jacket. $6.99 on Radar Blues. Radar Love, Golden Earring. Nope, this is Radar Blues. All right, there's that. And then Folsom, also $6.99. Actually, let me look at it first. I'll still do $6.99. Now, Daniel, you may have to let me know for this one now because Robert's also interested. But if you want it, you can say sold. If not, Robert may want to go ahead and claim it now. The other ones, you were the only one interested so far, but this is up to you. That's a very clean record, though. And then Cajun, also $6.99. Okay. Country Music, Time Records. The original recorded versions, 20 years of hits. What are these? Acuff Rose. Not for sale. Some kind of programming radio station here from Acuff Rose. Grand Ole Opry 454. Marty Robbins. Marty Robbins, Justin Tubb, Marty Robbins, Marion Worth. Nashville Country Singers. Country and Western Harmonica. Past and Present, Grand Ole Opry. That's on the Sears, like Sears and Roebuck label. Snuff Garrett's Texas Opera Company. Country and Western Jamboree Volume 1. Folsom Prison is sold to Folsom Prison is sold to Robert W. for $6.99. A couple other Random Opry shows popping in here. 454. $19.99 on this one. This has got Skeeter and Marty. That's a good one. Daniel and then Michael Manning on that one. And then what was the other one? Country Singers. Now, where did you see that at? Okay, moving on. I'll wait for that answer. 30 Great Country Hits, RCA. Six Flags Over Texas. 50 Guitars of Tommy Garrett. The Dave and Decade Combo. Great Country and Western Stars. Philip Morris Country Music Show. Country Jazz on Rounder. Star Spangled Boots. Albert Coleman's Music City Pops in a Country Concert. The Best of Country and West, Volume 5. 14 number one country hits. Razzie Bailey, Charlie Pride, Elvis, Alabama, Dolly, Waylon, Sylvia. 15th anniversary salute to award winners of country music. And then the new breed of country music. The Judds, Eddie Raven, Restless Heart, Vince Gill, Gus Hardin, Gail Davis, Earl Thomas Conley, and Juice Newton. All right, we got a lot of deciphering. We have a lot of deciphering. This and that, and a lot of that and this to go through. Give me 1 second. All right. Sorry. All right. So first thing we have is, all right, Daniel, you're pending on this Grand Ole Opry, and if you happen to pass, Michael's next, which I said $19.99 on it, and Daniel said he'll take it, so that's sold to Daniel Rosen. All right, and then Acuff Rose Everly's price. That was right back here. Acuff Rose Everly's price. This one here. I'll do that for $9.99, Chuck Haley. Next is Tim Graham on Six Flags. Make sure this is nice, Tim. It's got a die-cut cover of Texas on there. Tommy Garrett. It's okay. $9.99 on that, Tim Graham. $9.99 on that. Preston Rose, Cowboy Jazz on Rounder. As long as it's nice, $9.99. There's some staining on the cover. It's okay. Preston, $9.99 on that. And then I passed over Country Singers. You passed over. Okay, Country Singers. Nashville Country Singers. This here. On Mountain Dew. Big Bad John, Davy Crockett. Yeah, $6.99 on that one. And then Regina wants the one of Elvis on it. This sealed comp here, Regina. That's a pretty good one. $9.99. It's sealed. Dolly 9 to 5's on there too. So Tim Graham sold on Six Flags Over Texas. That sold to Tim Graham for $9.99. Preston sold on Cowboy Jazz for $9.99. And then Chuck Haley is pending on this here. And then that's pending to Regina. Daniel passes on Country Singers. And then Chuck Haley wants this A-Cuff Rose here. All right, that's good. That's sold. I have a feeling Regina's going to take that. Now, that really just leaves this bundle back here with Daniel, which Daniel, I priced those out for $6.99 and $6.99. I'll do them both for $10 if you want to just add it to the $5 pile we have here. That will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That would be an even $50 for those 10 records. Okay? And this is sold to Regina. Okay? That's sold to Regina for $9.99. I got to get a new crate started, especially if we're going to start it off of a bundle. So let me go ahead and put that right there. And let me go grab another empty crate right quick. Here's one. All right, and then Bluegrass Bundle. Now, Dale, where did you see that and which ones? Is there certain ones, maybe? Now, these comps here are pretty good looking. These two comps that remain. So this first one here has a lot of 80s stuff on it, like Juice and Earl Thomas and Gale and Gus Hart and Vince Gill. That's sealed $9.99. And then this 15th has Ronnie Millsap, Statler Brothers, Roy Clark, Charlie Pride. That's also sealed. These A-Cuff Rose appear to be programming the original recorded versions, 20 years of hits. Yeah, they're pretty much just compilations. Okay. And Daniel, what I was saying is you was already at 8 records. I added 2 more to it to make it 10 for $50. Best of Louisiana Cajun Classics, Radar Blues, Honky Tonk Angels, Country Music Greatest Stars, the Country Music Hall of Fame, Country Music Sounds of Rock City, Bluegrass Review, the Bluegrass Hall of Fame, Release Me, and more Country Music Spectacular. So I said that 8 plus 2, 10, $5 each. Since you're buying 10 there, $50. The one on top, and then there are more that have Bluegrass in the title. Okay. Let's see what I can find in here for Bluegrass. This. There's a fiddler and fiddling, and then that one. I'm assuming maybe you just want the ones with Bluegrass in the title. These and these. All right. So, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there, Dale. 20 Bluegrass Original Instrumentals, 20 Bluegrass Originals, 20 Bluegrass Original Hymns, a bushel of 5-string banjos, the world's greatest bluegrass bands, and 16 original there. So we'll say 25 for those. And then take out the Reese because I already had that one and make it 40. These are sold to Daniel minus that one. So 9 for $40 there. He's absolutely breaking my bank. I'm already down and he's beating me up even more. All right, now, I think there was another good one right here. Jukebox Music. And then this Best of the 80s. This one's pretty cool too. Amy's on here. Pure Prairie League. Guy Clark. Gary Stewart. Waylon Jennings. Earl Thomas Conley. Steve Young. That should definitely be $9.99 with Amy on there. And then there's the Best of the 80s so far sealed with Earl Thomas Conley, Dolly, Sylvia, Alabama, Steve Warner, Charlie Pride. That's also $9.99. Who's ready for another crate? 10 more crates. 10 more crates. Everybody start chanting it with me. 10 more crates. Dale, that was a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 for 25. I got those in less than 5 for you. I'll take both of those last G-Box at 80s. Yep. These are sold to Tim Graham, $9.99 and $9.99. Thank you, Tim Graham. 10 more crates. 10 more crates. Does anybody want Release Me for $6.99? The best of Dolly. Dottie. Look at that early picture of Dolly. Wow. I would have been interested if I was in my mid-20s in 1964 or however old she was there. I'd been like, you're very pretty, Dolly. I am interested in marrying you. Dale said sold on those for $25, those 6. Yeah, we're going to have a big shipping week. We have filled up tonight 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10. We are working on our 11th crate. Any Elvis or 54. Steve, right now, most of the stuff we're going through is country and western, but you never know what's going to pop up. This is from a 60-year collection. However, I stream live here every night, and we have a wide variety. If you were to go back and look through any of our other live streams, you'll see that we have all kinds of stuff pop up here. Right here behind me, I've got crates full of Rolling Stones, Beatles, Bruce Springsteen. I always have plenty of Elvis. I have a whole crate of Elvis right here, actually. Literally, an entire crate, and it's all priced and ready to go. So you never know really what's going to pop up around here. Everybody watching. My mic might have cut out. But what I was saying is we stream live here every night. Okay, now this crate doesn't look too promising. And I'll tell you why. Nothing's in sleeves. This could be really good or really bad. I have a feeling this could be really bad. Elvis, well, if you ask at the right time, kind of late at night, I can do it at any time. But we have a couple other people watching right now who would probably be interested. This crate could be really good or really bad. Nothing's in sleeves. Golly, Tyler packed these way too tight. Golly. Whew, boy, that's a workout. That's like a 90-pound crate. Beast in the Basement. What the heck? Beast in the Basement. Leon Berry. Hi-Fi Organ Moods. Music for the Heart and Home. Christmas at Home. The Ray Charles Singers. The Brothers 4 Songbook. Jesse Crawford, The Poet at the Organ. The Corbin Hanner Band, Son of America. John Davis and the Monster Orchestra. Contains the song A Bite of the Apple. Felix Cavallari. You may know him from the band The Rascals. Pete Fountain's French Quarter. Four Freshmen and 5 Trombones. 50 Great Moments of Music. Mood Music Sampler. The Sound of Music. Not bad with the book. Has the book with it too. Sound of Music, $9.99. Sound of Music, $9.99. This looks like the Carpenters. It is the Carpenters, Now and Then. Not in very good shape. As in, it's heavily scratched. Happy Holidays, America's Musical Heritage, Dupree at the St. Sulpice Volume 2, Midnight for Two, Jesse Crawford, Stan Kenton, Cole Porter, Sinatra, Cole Porter. All right. Paul Morate, Charlie Brown, not that Charlie Brown, Mr. C, Flip Wilson. Doesn't feel like there's a disc in there. Remember How Great, Andy Williams, Tom Jones. These don't appear to be in the best condition. I mean, I'm not liking what I'm seeing. Gulliver and the Lippet. That looks pretty interesting. Ricky Nelson, The Magic of Christmas, Carole King. I mean, some of these could turn out right. You can get some budget records, like Carole King is got some marks on it right here. Yeah, it's got a scratch. It's got a feelable scratch. I don't like that. We might go through this one faster than not. Bing Crosby, Pat Boone, Billy Vaughn. I'm looking for something a lot nicer. Airborne. That looks interesting. Airborne, 1979. White label promo. $6.99. And it has a press photo with it. It's missing the inner sleeve, though. Airborne. Looks like some 70s pop. West Side Story. Check condition. I don't know where this looks like some stuff Fred picked up that wasn't maybe, or he bought a long time ago. Yeah, look, he bought that. Fred bought that back on April 20th. He purchased this in 1964. Wow. He might have bought this new in 1964. I mean, it's clean too. Peter, Paul, and Mary. $6.99 on Peter, Paul, and Mary. Great Songs of Christmas, February 3rd, 1966. Or, excuse me, December 3rd. There's another one. He bought it November 19th. He bought another one. Christmas Present. David James Holster. Judy Collins. These are record flats. The Donatones. Henry Lee Summer. Joni Mitchell. Kingsman. Lake. Lake sometimes is a desirable record. I don't think it's on that one, but I'll check. Here's Lake. They're kind of a proggy group. White label promo. Really clean vinyl. That's beautiful. Near mint minus. $6.99 on Lake. Peter, Paul, and Mary does not, but it does have If I Had a Hammer, and it has Lemon Tree. If I Had a Hammer and Lemon Tree on there. Lemon Tree, as mentioned in Seinfeld. Peter, Paul, and Mary? No, Trini Lopez. Christmas Present. If it's a flip-up gauge fold, what's the condition? Christmas Present. Flip-up gauge fold. This Christmas Present. Ah, cool. Look. Nice call there, Tim. Look at that. Man, how does that still work? Let's not mess with that too much more. It's nice. It's the EX. $6.99, Tim. R.K. Tucker wants Lake for $6.99. Peter, Paul, and Mary is sold for $6.99 to Robert. R.K. Tucker got Lake for $6.99. We might find some other hidden gems in here. Greg Sutton. Balando con Los Mustangs. That looks interesting. Johnny Tilliston. The Swing Era. The music of 1940 to 1941. A 3 LP box and book. Yeah, and it has a hardback book with it. The Swing Era. That's a informational and musical journey there. Tim Graham gets that for $6.99. Petula Clark. Let's see if Petula looks okay. Petula's beautiful. Petula for $6.99. I'm trying to pull out the stuff that looks nice, okay? Trying to save some stuff in here. Cricket and Other Friends. Rick Nelson. Let's go back and see what it looks like. Chuck. It actually is not bad. It's got a check condition cover. The spine's busted completely. It's got creases up here, but I'll sell it to you for $4 just because of the cover damage. But the vinyl looks fine. It's in the original baggie, which I would immediately take it out of. 4 on Ricky because of the cover damage. That's a cool cover, but it's just a jacket. Aladdin. There's the insert that goes in All in the Family. We may need that, actually. Favorite stories from Grimm's Fairy Tales. Shemish. The Zamir Coracle of Boston. The Soul View Now, Betty Swan. Betty Swan. The Platters. Frank Ifield. Jay and the Americans. The Impacts. Those kind of look beat up. Bobby Hebb. Paul Anka. The Pilots. Cynthia Clausen. The Very Best of Lenny D. Loose Disc. Great Songs of Christmas. Pop's Christmas Party. Boston Pops. Arthur Fiedler. Where's Tracy Soingrass? She would be all over this record. $6.99. Disneyland, 30 Songs of Christmas with chimes and chorus. Killer, Disneyland inner sleeve. That's nice. $9.99 on Christmas, Disney Christmas. Snowbound, Ferrante and Tyker. That's a cool cover. I kind of like that. All right, let's go back to... There's Tracy on Pops. Tracy is watching. That's sold to Tracy for $6.99. Did I wake you up? Dale on Betty. Chad's about to sneeze. The Soul View Now, Betty Swan. Betty Swan is nice. Capitol Records. Dale and then Daniel. $9.99. On Betty. $9.99. Dale and then Daniel. What's on the Mustangs? I think that's a... hold on a minute. There's a cool 10-inch down there. Texas Little Darling. Stuck down in there. I think that's a Mexican or Spanish record, the Mustangs. I think it's a Mexican or Spanish record. Ballad con Los Mustangs. I think that's the name of the group. All right. Robert wants the Disney Christmas for $9.99. The Ferrant and Tyker record for $6.99. $6.99. Betty Swan sold to Dale for $9.99. Mason, you were second on Disney. The original story of Christopher the Christmas Tree. The Littlest Angel, Loretta Lung. A Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens. Music Box Christmas. First Christmas record for children. Placido Domingo. A Christmas Delight. Do they know it's Christmas? Do they know it's Christmas? $9.99 on that. Christmas with the King Family. Pops Goes Christmas. And Perry Como, Home for the Holidays. The next comment is who's on Texas Darling? Texas Little Darling. Book by John Whedon and Sam Moore. Music by Robert E. Mandolan. Lyrics by Johnny Mercer. Staged by Paul Crabtree. Choreography by L. White. An original cast album. Texas Little Darling. Looks like one of those early 50s 10 inches. $9.99. The Mustangs, Regina, I'll do that for $6.99. That was this record. What did I do with it? That was, I'm pretty sure I put it back in here, Regina. $6.99, Regina. What did I do with it? I guess I put it back in here. Only 1 second. It's not that far up. There it is. Regina, $6.99 on that. I've priced those two out. And then Shemish info. Shemish. I don't remember saying Shemish. Shemish. This right here. Yes. Shemish. Hebrew music from the Zamir Coracle of Boston. This looked weird enough. I was going to look it up on Discogs. Just kind of bizarre looking, you know. This is SHEMESH. Sunshine. None for sale. The last one sold 2021 for $6. Interesting. 3 want it, 5 have it. I'll do it for $6.99. Christopher Albelia. $6.99. Not saying Hebrew music from Boston is weird, but it just looked like a weird record. Just bizarre sometimes. Certain records have certain looks, and it's just like, this is kind of interesting looking. Regina on the Mustangs for $6.99. That sold to Regina for $6.99. And then Mason, the Christmas Carol. Charles Dickens. I'll do this for $6.99. Unsold auctions. $6.99 on that. Looks nice. The only thing left is a Bruce Springsteen boot, a Bruce Springsteen record. The only 4 auctions left over tonight is Bruce Springsteen. And there was something else, wasn't there? Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, 4 Bruce Springsteens tonight. Yes, Tracy, you did get the Snowbound. Yes. And then these are pending to Christopher. This is pending to Mason. And I'm assuming he's passing on Texas Little Darling, okay? So if you just joined us, we're going through Fred Goodwin stuff. Mason got Christmas Carol. We're going through Fred Goodwin stuff. There's no telling what we're about to run into or find. We're pulling stuff out here. We're pulling stuff out there. I'm going to pull that box out and price it for tomorrow. Also, Mason wants to do They Know It's Christmas. Okay, you want that one as well. That's sold to Mason for $9.99. So we're going through Fred Goodwin stuff. This was like a random crate here. Not much in this one. Stuff it looks like his duplicates or maybe low-grade stuff. They weren't sleeved. So we're going to go ahead and just set those off to the side. I'm going to put a couple things. I'm going to leave the Sound of Music out. I got a pretty clean copy of Sound of Music, an original with the book for $9.99. And then over here, I still got 17 Marty Robbins albums for $40. I still got a 17-album Marty Robbins bundle. 17 Marty Robbins albums for $40, all different. I'm going to set this crate over here behind me. This is the 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7th. That was the 7th crate we've gone through. Well, no. More than that, isn't it? No, that's it. That was the 7th crate. We're about to go through the 8th crate. Let's go through some that's sleeved. Those are always bound to be better. Bear Family, if I can find it. Tim Graham wants the sound of music. Bear Family, if I can find them. Make a note to give the Ed, whoever tags this, make a sticky note to make sure Tracy gets a photo of Fred. Okay? All right, let's see what we got in here. The Immortal Carson Robinson. Texas Jim Robertson. Dale Robertson. Marty Robbins. 2i, Return of the Gunfighter. $6.99. There's another one. Roy Rogers, Dale Evans. 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 Also make sure Michael gets a photo of Fred. Sacred Country and Western Songs, Texas Jim Robertson. Dale Evans, Heart of the Country. Texas Jim Robinson. Cowboy Favorites. Texas Jim Robinson. Texas Jim Robinson. Texas Jim Robertson. Texas Jim Robertson. Square Dance Calls. Square Dances. There's another Have Gun Will Travel, Johnny Western. We were selling those yesterday for $9.99, signed by Johnny Western. Sons of the Purple Sage, Western Favorites. Western Favorites. Texas Ruby and Curly Fox. It's Fun to Square Dance. Floyd Tillman. Floyd Tillman. Floyd Tillman. Wesley Tuttle. Wesley and Marilyn Tuttle. Marilyn Tuttle. Ken Curtis calls out, Gunsmoke's Festus Hagen calls out Ken Curtis. That's pretty cool. Jimmy Wakely. Margaret Whiting and Jimmy Wakely. Here's Jimmy Wakely. Classic Performances. The Sons of the Pioneers Best. Jimmy Wakely, Blue Shadows. Jimmy Wakely on Stage. Moments to Remember, Jimmy Wakely. The Way Back When. In Person, Jimmy Wakely. Country Music Sellers, Jimmy Wakely. Jimmy Wakely. Jimmy Wakely. Roy Lanham, Most Exciting Guitar. Let me pause right there. First, Jim B, first on Johnny Western for $9.99. And Michael Rudolph, I've already sold it. That was $9.99 to Jim B. He's all over that. And then What Labels is Texas Ruby? What Labels is Texas Ruby? Okay. I don't remember reading that. Texas Ruby? I read off something that was called Texas Ruby. And then Roy and Dale. Melinda, you want one of these back here? Let's pull out one that looks really nice. Sweet Hour Prayer, Roy and Dale. $6.99. Now, Fred accumulated. Why did he have 9 copies of these? To get them signed. That's exactly why. Why did he have some of these albums he's got 20 and 30 and 40 copies of? Because he figured at some point he would probably go to a convention, meet these guys again. I mean, I don't know how many pictures I've seen of him and Roy Rogers together. That's why we have like 300 signed Roy Rogers items. He probably was like, yeah, let's get all these together and I'll get them to sign them. And it's not like he was best friends with Roy Rogers, but I'm sure if you were to meet Roy Rogers back in like 19 whatever, let's say, 89, and he's like, hey, Roy, do you know Fred Goodwin? He probably would have went, yeah, I know Fred. This is sold for $6.99. To Melinda and Michael, also interested in one. Let me try to find you a nice one as well. I can kind of look at the corner of the jackets and see how clean they are. So that's why he would stockpile this stuff to have. And plus, he would go to, Fred was a collector, but he also went to cowboy conventions. He went to rodeos. So he would go to rodeos and have, you know, there's like areas where people are selling merchandise and stuff. Well, he would go and he would have cowboy and western records. He'd have cowboy and western photos. He'd have cowboy and western movie posters. And he would make money traveling and going to like conventions and selling this stuff. And some of these, he would probably put $45 on them. And he would probably sell them. Back in the 90s, he probably was getting $35 for these kind of records. They were, all that stuff was that was at its peak. I'd say cowboy stuff like this was at its peak in like what, mid-90s? Probably about the time I was being born. This stuff was probably, he's probably getting big money for some of this. And he stockpiled it his whole life. So he had all kinds of inventory. Deidre also on a Roy and Dale. Let me get you one here. Make sure it's nice and clean. Yep. So yeah, yeah, that's like all those movie posters that we have framed. You know, he had those like there's little price tags on them. Like some of those posters, he had $1,500. And I used to ask him, like, Fred, like this is a $150 poster. Why do you have $1,500 on it? He's like, that's what I used to get for them. He said, if you go to a cowboy convention, in 1993 and you had a framed Clint Eastwood poster, you probably could get $2,000 for it, which to me sounds really high, even for back then. That's a lot of money back then. But some of these early 40s and 50s Cowboys things, they were, you know, very pricey back then. Okay, let's keep going here. We've had a ton. We stopped right here. We have Jimmy Wakely and Lynn Dale. Jimmy Wakely. So he was a collector, but some of the stuff he had stockpiled to sell. And then obviously he sold it to me later in life, and he cashed out big time. I have paid him a lot of money for all this stuff over the years, and I sold stuff for him on consignment. Jimmy Wakely. Jimmy Wakely. I did the conversion, though. Fred had, just in Bear Family box sets, the money he paid for them in the 90s, converted to today's dollars, he had tens of thousands of dollars invested in Bear Family CD box sets, because some of those have stickers on them from Ernest Tubb where they cost $195 back in 1991. That would be like paying $800 today for a box set, and Fred would buy 2 and 3 and 5 of them at a time. I'm like, man, that's him walking in Ernest Tubb record shop with a wad of cash. That'd be like going in and spending $10,000 at Ernest Tubb record shop today. Jimmy Wakely. Jimmy Wakely. The Riders of the Purple Sage. The Riders of the Purple Sage. Tex Williams. Tex Williams. Tex Williams. Tex Williams. Tex Williams recorded live at the Mint Club. John Wayne, America, Why I Love Her. That's always a popular record. $9.99 if it's nice. There's another one in Shrink. $9.99 on John Wayne. Another John Wayne. Another John Wayne. Those are nice. Another John Wayne. Anybody want a John Wayne? How about another John Wayne? And we have Clint Walker. We have Cindy Walker. Cindy Walker. Cindy Walker. Jerry Jeff Walker. That's cool. $9.99 if it's nice. South Texas Swing. Adolph Hoffner. Sterling Blythe Sings. Johnny Western. There's another one. It's not signed, but $9.99 if anybody wants it. Tex Williams. Foy Willing. Cool Cool Water. Foy Willing and Foy Willing. All right, let's give Daniel on Cindy and Adolph. You got to be careful of that name. Let's see here. RK, I've actually got one sealed. Now, this isn't the original press, though. I've got one sealed. I've got 3 different versions. Hold on a second. I've got this one in Shrink. Clean, $9.99. I've got a sealed copy here for $9.99. And then I have what appears to be the original Unipress, the original Unipack, which opens like this. And I think that's the OG for this. Yeah, 73. So you can have a sealed one, but it's not OG. Or you can have an OG one that's nice and near mint. I'm assuming you'll want OG. The OG catalog number for this was LSP. These are AFL, which are AYLs, which are reissues. He wants an OG. Make sure he gets that one right there. Okay? That's over to RK. And then Johnny Western, I'm going to come back to you in just a minute, Daniel. Johnny Western. 6i with promo stamp. Wow. This is like EX with the promo stamp. $6.99. Johnny Western. Have gun, will travel. Okay, and then there's some more John Waynes. And then we have Cindy. Make me patch all the Cindy copies. Okay, Cindy. I don't remember reading that off. Cindy, Cindy, Cindy. Must have been several Cindys in here. Cindy? Where were those at? What is OG? Original. That's just a short way to say original. Oh, Cindy Walker's. Okay. Cindy Walker's. We have, was there 3? One of them felt like an empty jacket. That's an empty, oh, it's signed. To Fred Goodwin, with all the best, sincerely, Cindy Walker. To R. Fred Goodwin, with all the best, sincerely, Cindy Walker, 1995. That's the year I was born, 1995. So 2 of them are signed on the back. Monument. Clean. So let's do 10, 10, empty jacket that's signed, 7, 17, 10, 27. 27 for those 4 records. Jerry Jeff Walker, I don't think is signed. I hope it is, but no, I think it's, oh, it has some water damage inside of it too. Let's see if the disc is okay. Yeah, OG Original Gangsta. Ice-T came up with that. It's okay, it just needs cleaning, but there's some water damage to the bottom. $6.99. $6.99. And then Jim B did get the Johnny Western for $9.99. Okay, anybody else on anything in that crate? I think I pulled out everything I wanted to, except these. I'm going to put these back in there. OCD and do 25, yeah. So these 3 are sold to Daniel. These 4 are sold to Daniel for $25. The Square Dance records. Let me figure out what I did with them. Square Dance calls. Square dances. Carson Robinson. It's fun to square dance. 15 for the 3 or $6.99, your choice. It's fun, Carson Robinson, or calls. I'm going to leave out Ken Curtis and the John Waynes, and let's go through a new crate. What time is it? 1:56. We'll see how good this crate, next crate is, and how good the participation is. This may be our last one. If it turns out to be a really good crate, and everybody wakes up, we'll do it again. I'm about to walk over here, so my mic may cut out. My mic may cut out. Yeah, I was getting a little bit of Boston Quates. About 5 more Quates to go through. This even has an insert with it. Leslie, this one here is really nice. Ooh, this is on MGM. This one's nice. I didn't realize that was on MGM. And the other one's on MGM Metro. No condition notes on any of them. Now keep in mind, for anybody that's bought anything tonight, these have been on a shelf probably since I've been alive. And they probably hadn't been opened and looked at since I've been alive. So keep in mind, these may need a wipe down. But Leslie, you'll be very happy with those. Okay. Those are so to Leslie, essentially 15 for the 3. Let's keep going. Next. The choices on the John Wayne. You've got a an OG that's really nice. $9.99. You got a black RCA reissue that is really nice. You got a sealed reissue for $9.99. You got a reissue and shrink wrap for $9.99. And you have another OG. No, you have another reissue. It looks like there's one OG left. And then there's a sealed one. And then another one in shrink. All right. Rod McEwen, the single man. Rod McEwen, the loner. Basil Rathbone reads Edgar Allan Poe. Pretty cool record here. I've had this before. Basil Rathbone reads Edgar Allan Poe. $9.99 if it's nice. This is like VG Plus. We'll make this $6.99 actually. It's got a little bit of damage there. $6.99 VG Plus. Basil Rathbone, he reads Edgar Allan Poe. Craig wants the OG. Sell that to him for $9.99. Jason, Vicky, Michael, that's a VG Plus, $6.99. The Language and Music of the Wolves, narrated by Robert Redford. Vicky, Basil goes to you if you want it for $6.99. Jason's passing. Rod McEwen, Bits and Pieces. Rod McEwen, New Ballads. Rod McEwen, In a Lonely Place. Rod McEwen, In Search of Something. Rod McEwen. Charles Loughton, Garden of Eden. The Fiery Furnace, Noah's Ark, David and Goliath. Sing Israel with George Jessel. Basil Rathbone sold to Vicky for $6.99. Hal Holbrook and Mark Twain Tonight. More of Hal Holbrook and Mark Twain Tonight. Charleston Heston, Out of Egypt. Michael, you were third on Edgar Allan Poe. 10 Years of Crisis, 33 to 45. Spoken word record about World War I and II, or I guess World War II. Roosevelt and Franklin, spoken word. Robert Frost reads his poetry. Robert Frost reads his poetry. Robert Frost reads his own works. Robert Frost. American Popular Songs. 6 decades of songwriters and singers. Wow. A sealed box set from 1984. This has everything from Al Jolson and Sophie Tucker from the 20s, all the way through Tony Bennett and Nat King Cole, Ella Fitzgerald, and Frank Sinatra. So it goes through many decades there, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, and up through what looks like to me the early and mid 60s. It's a sealed box set. That artwork looks very familiar. What is that from? That looks like very familiar artwork there. Frost, which one has the fog? Let's see here. I don't know if that's... I don't see that on here right off the... I don't see the fog. I don't see that mentioned in here. The box set. Jim B. I mean, I'm thinking $499.99. Honestly. I don't know. 7 LPs of music. $19.99. $19.99 on that. We have, I mean, it's, how, did I say 7 LPs? Well, how many LPs is that? Side 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, 7 LPs of music. 7 LPs. John Wayne, how about I give you this one and the sealed one? Are you okay with sealed? If so, I'll give you the shrink wrapped and the other one. All right. The Sea. Rod McEwen. 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 Boy, that's a box set. No Rod McEwen lovers. The Sea, the Earth, the Sky. Saturday Night in Dover Foxtrot. The Borrowers, read by Claire Bloom. Jim, Teresa said she'll take this box if you don't want it. There's another Roy Rogers, Dale Evans. Another Roy Rogers, Dale Evans. There's Roy Rogers Jr. Rex Allen. The Hallelujah Trial soundtrack. The Stagecoach soundtrack. Will Penny soundtrack. We sold one of those earlier. There's another one, Bondolero. This has a DJ sticker on it. This has a DJ sticker on it. Is this a promo? Not Mark promo. Yeah, John Wayne's a pretty cool record. I think that's why there's so many reissues I see, because I think they pressed. It was probably a pretty good seller back in the day. And John Wayne remains one of the OG cowboys that still sells very well. He still remains to be one of the great OG cowboys that still sells. Young Billy Young soundtrack. Villa Ride soundtrack. The Friendly Voice of Tex Ritter. And the Cowboy soundtrack. All right. Anybody else on anything else in there? Is there one more? Oh, yeah, there's a 10-inch here. Oh, cool. Gone with the Wind. A 10-inch of Gone with the Wind. That's got to be older, from the 50s. Gone with the Wind. $9.99 on that. And then Teresa, you get the Popular Music Box for $19.99. That should be interesting listing. What is the Earth and Sky? That was a... this is a 3-record set, Anita Kerr and the Words by Rod McEwen. It's a set, The Earth, the Sea, the Sky, which is music and narrating, etc. I'll do this Leslie for $9.99. Gone with the Wind. Let's check on it. Not bad. It's EX or better, actually. That's got to be mid-50s for that size and that kind of design. Okay, there's 2 more John Waynes left if anybody decides you want those. Anybody else? If not, Robert Frost. If you decide, or anybody else, if anybody wants all 3 Robert Frost, $15, by the way. All 3 of those for $15. And how about we go through one more crate? One more crate. That'll be crate number 10. This was crate number 9. One more will make 10. And I'll give y'all an update on how much is left after that. And I'll do a little digging. So let me walk back over here. If anybody decides you want anything out of there, just let me know. But this will make crate number 10. We've went through here since part 2 started. Dale, $9.99 on that. You got me on those 2 John Waynes. 1 sealed, 1 good. Yes. Oh, so you got 2 John Waynes. This will be the 10th crate here of part 2. We might go through 10 more after this. We're going to find out. Give me 1 second, please. All right, let's see what's in here. Oh, I'm actually stretching my leg right now. My right knee started having a little bit of a jerk in it. I've been standing for a long time. Okay, let's see what else we got in here. Let me move this stuff over there. Man. All right. The Songs of the Trail, Norman Luboff Choir. There's the Alamo. Hey, a sealed Alamo. That's pretty cool. Alamo. The Alamo. Songs of the Humpback Whale. Boy, I bet that's wild to listen to. Songs of the Humpback Whale. That's going to sound crazy coming through your speakers. Sail Gone with the Wind to Dale for $7.99. Thank you, Dale. Marching Along with Sousa, as in the John, boy, I hear his name every Saturday up in Knoxville at the Tennessee game. John Philip Sousa, The Stars and Stripes Forever. Yep. W.E. Du Bois, a recorded autobiography. Boy, we're getting into some interesting stuff here. Truman Capote, read scenes from In Cold Blood. Wow. And Peter Marshall speaks 2 sermons. That's some cool stuff there, in my opinion. I'm going to look a couple of these up just for the fun of it right quick, including Truman Capote, and Tracy wants to see it anyway, so let's check on it. This is Truman. I don't expect it to be something crazy, but I'm just kind of curious what's going on here. Yeah, it's actually better than I thought. 1966 RCA Red Seal. Last sold back in August for $25. This is like VG Plus, though. It looks like it was a library record. Yeah, it was a library record. It's in like VG Plus. I'll do it for $9.99. It's not bad, though. It has the original inner sleeve. Somehow, even being a library record, the insert's still in there. And something else, too. No? There's something else inside the jacket, but it's like stuck to it. But yeah, VG Plus, $9.99. 1966. They've sold for as much as 30. I figured that would be pretty cool. And then let's look up this W. Du Bois, because it's Folkways. Let's do just the catalog number. FH 5511. WEB. Oh, there it was. Yeah, this last sold for $55. And then one sold for $128 and one sold for $30. I figured that was pretty good too. 3 for sale for $50 and $100, and the 1 in 100 for $100's in Jamaica. So yeah, I figured that would be pretty cool. So, I mean, sounds like I need to put this on Discogs, but if somebody wants it, I'll sell it for $34.99. Very nice. I had a feeling that was going to be good. I'm kind of curious on the whale songs too. Has the book insert. But yeah, the last two sold were 55 and 128. 55 and 128 are the last two sold for this record. $34.99 if anybody wants it. Truman is sold to Tracy for $9.99. We'll worry about the whale songs later. Let's keep going. Let's pull out another handful. I think we're going to run into some really cool like spoken word and novelty stuff here. This is the National Rifle Association 100th anniversary. The National Rifle Association presents the American Outdoorsman. Well, it's pretty good. Yeah, I had a feeling it was. I've got a knack, obviously, as a record dealer. So I know when a novelty record is going to be desirable, like Truman and W.E. Du Bois and Well songs. There's certain. I've sold a box set one time of bird songs on Amazon. I used to sell on Amazon, and I had a box set of bird songs with a book. It came with a hardback book, and it was like 7 LPs, and it was bird songs. And I sold that on Amazon for like $199, probably back in like 2012. And ever since then, I've been always very curious on this stuff. This is a humpback whale. Let's see what it looks like. Can y'all imagine what this sounds like coming through your speakers? I mean, look, it's even got like the different bands and listening instructions. Wow, look at that. Is this Japanese? Green labels gatefold. Interesting labels here. I guess that's it. 1970 gatefold. Let's see here. 1840, 28, 27. Missing 4-page insert, has book. It's supposed to have a 4-page insert and book. There is the book. 3,000 people want it. Wow. That's a good ratio. If you start seeing numbers like that, is it supposed to come with an insert? It has like a full book with it. Wow, look at that. It's in Japanese too. Is this a Japanese pressing or not? It's in half Japanese too. Credits, notes. These are the first recordings of whale songs ever published. Released in a gatefold sleeve of an LP-sized book that provides pictures, diagrams, and information about whales, and a 4-page listening instructions insert. The book includes both text in English and in Japanese. That's why. I just don't see. Oh, here it is. Is that it? No. It's supposed to come with an insert. But these don't have. I don't see that in the couple that sold here either. $19.99. Whoever wants it. It's near mint. $19.99. I'll sell it. Very interesting record though. Well songs. I still don't see that insert though, but somebody else sold one and said, missing insert. Vinyl spot in the last one. I don't know. That's weird. I mean, it's got a. There's listening instructions. I wonder if that might not be accurate. You know, Discog's not always accurate. I'm not saying that it's not supposed to come with an insert, but yeah, I kind of like that. Sorry, I got excited over Wales. I'm gonna put it over here, W. Du Bois, and then let's look up the National Rifle Association, the NRA box. Here's the veterans, American Outdoorsman, Robert Slack. Okay, let's figure out what this is. American Outdoorsman. Yeah. This is going to might be a tough find to figure this up. Well songs are, yeah, I got more excited over well songs. I got excited over well songs like Jim B does over NoFX. I don't know if this has got, this is weird. I don't know if all this is supposed to, you know what? I don't think this is right. Or is it? What the heck is this? At that point, I was a marine biologist. National Rifle Association. There's one disc, and then there's a bunch of other stuff in here. Here's the Army Hour. This has nothing to do with that. There's the Army Hour. There's another Army Hour. The British have invaded again. This time it's a friendly invasion. Fort Essex, Virginia. Music on the program. Jerry Vale, Feeling All Right, United States. And then this is Roger Carroll, United States Air Force, Jive Talking, Bee Gees, Ray Stevens, Gladys Knight, Popular Science, Test Record, and then here's a Veterans Administration. So I don't really know what's going on here, RK, but if you want all this, I'll sell it to you for $19.99. I think it's part of the NRA box, and then there's some Army radio broadcast and some other stuff. I think that's kind of an incomplete hodgepodge there. $19.99. All right, let's continue. This has turned out to be a pretty cool crate to end the show with, possibly. Robert Horton, A Man Called Shenandoah, more Texas Hall favorites, music from the Golden West, Kicking with Al Dean and the All-Stars. There's another Shenandoah soundtrack, another Shenandoah soundtrack, Wagon Train, we've already sold some of those. Jimmy Reverend and the Oklahoma Playboys, we sold one of those earlier to Daniel. Big Country soundtrack, that's pretty cool. Dirty Dingus McGee soundtrack, and there's another Alamo, okay? And Daniel on Dance Hall. Didn't I already sell you one of those? No, not this one. More Dance Hall, special guest Johnny Gibbon, featuring Fraulein Cotton Eye Joe. I will sell this to you for $9.99. All right, I think I've pulled enough out. Let's keep going. We've got Paul Mann's Volume 3. Paul Mann's Volume 3. The Underachievers Underfoot. What the heck? That's the strangest record I've seen so far. Here's some information about the Underachievers. That's like inserts for that record, I think. Here's another one on this label, Throbbing Lobster. Classic Ruins. On the Throbbing Lobster label. Classic Ruins. $6.99 on Classic Ruins. Bizarre garage rock album from 1986. With press information, it looks like. And then the Underachievers. Underachievers, Underfoot. Another strange one there. $6.99 on that. $6.99 on those. Another Punk. That's a Punk album, 86. Punk! We have got our nightly dose of Punk out of the way. There it is. Punk. $6.99. Boris Karloff reading Just So Stories. Boris Karloff reading Just So Stories. You want to cross Rooster Coburn or Rio Lobo? I have not, no. Dylan Thomas reading A Child's Christmas in Wales. Ernest J. Gaines, The Autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. Jane Pittman. Audio spoken word. Interesting. $9.99 if anybody wants that. Jim B wants the Underachievers. Let's give him these inserts as well. I don't think you want this. That's just that. But this is like the press kit that goes with it. All right. That's so to Jim B. All right, where did we get to? The People's Choice. T.S. Eliot, 20th Century Poetry in English. T.S. Eliot. A Demonstration of Magnificent Magnavox Stereo High Fidelity. Stand-up records. Stephen Foster, Social Orchestra. David Diggs, Street Shadows. There's some old RCA inner sleeves. I'll give those to John. That's some old ones there. Man, look at that one. Victor record. Wow. Famous and Bar. Talking Machine Section. 6th floor. Wow, look at that. That's some early inner sleeves there. An audio obstacle course from Shure. Hilario, sincerely from New Orleans. Hilario, An Evening with Hilario. Signed. More info on Stephen Foster. This says first recording, Stephen Foster's Social Orchestra. A collection of popular melodies published in 1854, arranged by solos, duets, trios, and quartets by Stephen Foster. Mary, if it's clean, I'll sell it to you for $6.99. It's on Columbia Masterworks, and it's very nice. $6.99 on that if you want it. You Ain't Heard Nothing Yet. Ed Cookie Burns, James Gardner, Warner Brothers Stereo Records. That's like a Warner Brothers promotional with some film stars there. Deluxe 2 record set, Stars for a Summer Night. Les Brown, Dave Brubeck, Andre Previn, Art Van Dam, Leonard Bernstein. Looks like a pretty solid Columbia comp there. Mary sold on Stephen Foster for $6.99. And then Boris Karloff. That is selections from Kripling's Just So Stories, read by Boris Karloff. And very clean jacket and very nice vinyl, as in near mint minus. $9.99 on that, Michael Ruttman. Read by the one and only Boris Karloff. John Philip Sosa, Marches. Marches in Hi-Fi, Arthur Fiedler. Hale Sousa, University of Michigan. Sing Along with Emmett Kelly. Circus Time, check that out. Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey. That's an old one too. Has an old Web City sticker on the back. Michael on Boris Karloff. Really cool novelty records in here. Sound Effects, doctored for Super Stereo. Of Thee I Sing. Sousa Forever. Here Comes the Band. Mr. Jack Daniels Original Silver Cornet Band. Marching Brass. Famous Marches, Sousa. The Cadet Glee Club at West Point. The Cadet Glee Club. John Philip Sousa. Proudly They Came to Honor America. This is a Washington, D.C., James Stewart, Bob Hope, Janie C. Riley, New Christy Minstrels. Also, the Circus record in Shrink. Let's check the vinyl. The vinyl's dirty. It's going to need a cleaning, and it has some marks. But it's a really dirty disc. It's pretty much the opposite of the way the jacket looks. So because it's going to need a cleaning, and it's VG Plus, $5. Songs of the Civil War, a centennial issue. Music of the Civil War. Songs of the North and South. Songs of the North and South. Songs of the North and South. The Lives of Foster, Joplin, Sosa, and Gershwin. America the Beautiful. This Is My Country. America the Beautiful, Let's Keep It That Way. The Finest Hour, Sir Winston Churchill's own story as told in his memoirs of the Second World War. Story told by Orson Welles and Patrick Wymark. Includes voices of Neville Chamberlain, Franklin Roosevelt, and John F. Kennedy. Wow. I've never seen that before, and I collect stuff like this. That's pretty cool. So Winston Churchill, essentially a soundtrack with spoken word. And it's a thick gatefold with a book, it looks like. Let's take a look at it. Oso gets the Circus Time for $5. That's sold to Oso. That's very cool. It's got a book inside of the gatefold. Pictures of Churchill. There's something on Netflix about him I've been wanting to watch, but haven't just got into it yet. $9.99 on Churchill. $9.99 on Churchill. And then we got to Mary Martin, Norman Vincent Peale. Railroad Sounds, those are always popular. Wall Street Speaks to Chet Huntley. Wow. That's interesting. And then Circus in Town. Boy, what a scary cover. What a cool cover. There's no record, though, is there? Wow, what a great gimmick cover. This flips up. How do you get the record out, though? Is it supposed to be underneath here? Where's the record? That's a weird cover, though, or cool cover. Let's call it cool instead of weird. Civil War bundle. I was waiting for somebody to ask for that. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. No duplicates there. Instead of 10, we'll do 30. So $30. Songs of the North and South. Civil War, 4 different records there, $30. Mr. Jack Daniels, nothing really to do with the whiskey. Nothing to do with the whiskey, just that's the name of it. Mr. Jack Daniels original silver cornet. $6.99 on that. Warner Brothers album. This is the last crate. Robert says he's getting sleepy. If Robert says he's getting sleepy, it's time to wrap up the show. But Chad is on. I'm on my last lap as well. I need some water, some chapstick, a V8. It feels like there's something on it right here, but it feels like it's on the surface. No, it's got some bad marks right there. Yeah. I don't think you're going to want this. It's pretty low grade, honestly. Oh, there's another one of those circus records. There's a circus record. Circus in Town. This one has the disc in it. Wow, this one's much nicer. How do you get it out? Is it a top loader? Circus? Oh, yeah, it's a top loader. Okay. This thing's got some weird marks. You can tell a kid had a hold of it at one point. It's got a lot of scuffing on it. Let's see if the other one's okay. This one's just an empty jacket, too. Wow, 2 empty jackets. This one's like VG Plus if anybody wants it for $6.99. Nightmare Fuel. Whale Songs. Yeah, there you go. Everybody get a good look at that right before y'all fall asleep. Is his eyes closed? Oh, yeah, his eyes are kind of like closed, aren't they? Boy, that kid looks familiar. He looks familiar. Whale Songs. You're getting a great deal, Dale, but I'm going to sell it to you for $15. That's sort of deal for $15. Chuck Haley, I'm assuming you want the VG Plus Circus for $6.99. Anybody else? I don't know who that kid looks like. It kind of looks like Kurt Russell. I was thinking of a professional golfer, maybe. I don't know. That's a cool shirt he's wearing, though. I kind of like his shirt. All righty. Does anybody else want to purchase anything before I wrap this show up? Wow, we got some faithful viewers. How many's on? I can't see Facebook. How many's on Facebook right now? We got 39 watching on YouTube. Wow. 39 watching on YouTube. Now, folks, we still have, so we went through 11 crates tonight, or 10. No, that was 10. We went through 10 crates tonight. We went through about 10 or 12 last night. We can go through another 10 tomorrow, another 10 tomorrow, another 10 tomorrow. I mean, the next day, another 10 the next day, another 10. Like, this is almost endless. How much more Fred stuff there is over here stored in this corner. So, let's do it again tomorrow. Or we could change it up and go through posters. Or I could make Craig and Jim and Robert and T.O. and everybody else really happy and go through Punk 45s. I like going through this. I personally enjoy this bit more. So, but the 45s are fun when you hit some good ones. 22. Okay, so yeah, we got well, right now, okay, so 20. So we got 69, 71 just went up. 71 really faithful people here at 2:37 a.m. 2:37 a.m. We got a vote for Punk and a vote for crates or the Elvis crate. Steve, come back and see us. I know you're over in the UK, but there's another guy that was on earlier, Jason. He watches from the UK as well. So there's several people in Europe we sell to. So everything is be sure to ask for that tomorrow. But I got to go home. I stayed here way too late last night, and I got to go home and get some rest. I'm going to go home and eat, I think, some Pop-Tarts or some cereal. Jason's a buddy. Okay, great. Steve, are you looking for any kind of Elvis, or are you looking for early stuff, or just about anything? But hopefully you can catch us tomorrow, and we'll go through some. I would right now, but I've been live streaming for 9 hours. I've been doing this for 9 hours straight, and if I bring out one crate, that will lead to another crate, and then I'll be here all night. So I've always learned when to stop. I've learned my limits, and I'm at my limit for tonight. But I'm glad to have you watching. I'm glad to have everybody watching. And as y'all know, we do this every night, and I don't have anything to do. I literally have no obligations. I do have a family, but it's not like I'm married or anything. Obviously, I have my mom and my extended family, and I have my Coletco family, y'all, and I have that, and everybody that works here. But I don't have anything to do tomorrow. You know what I have to do tomorrow? I have to come up right here and sell records. So I don't have anything to do. That's all I got to do. I just come here every day and sell records. I have no other obligations. Like I said, I'm single, not married. The only thing I have to do is show up and sell records. And honestly, it's the only thing I want to do. I don't know if I would take any other job right now. Well, I know I wouldn't. They'd have to pay me a whole lot of money to. And I doubt I'd want to leave this. It would take something extraordinary for me to stop this. Like, beyond extraordinary. Like, I don't know. I don't know if there is another job. There's not. I don't think there's anything else I would do. I mean, I'd have to get offered like a huge amount of money to leave this. Because what am I going to do every day? What else would you want to do is my question. A Roy Rogers album? I probably can come up with that, Chuck. Let me think on that. I don't know if I have a signed album, but I do have other signed Roy Rogers. Have you seen the posters we have? I know I've got cuts and I've got posters, but I don't know if I have an album. So, yeah, this is all I do. And I think that's why y'all come back, because y'all know I'm dedicated. If I wasn't dedicated, I wouldn't do this for 60 hours a week. But yeah, I mean, I can't think of another job. This is it. I mean, I like getting out and buying the stuff, but I have Paul do that for me. The government, I've had my share of politics. I don't do politics anymore. I'm retired from politics. I'm retired. I don't do politics anymore. Even though that's literally my college major. I learned very quickly you can't make anybody happy. You can't make everybody happy. So I'm retired from politics at a young age too. Paul went. It's fun to go out and buy. Uh, it's fun to go out and buy this stuff, but I just like going through it. So if they go out and buy it, I like to go through it, which we do here. So because going out and buying it's a lot of work. You got to travel, hotels, very little sleep. You got to pack it all up. You got to transport it. I wouldn't be president. At least not right now. I would like in 30 or 40 years. Yeah, I'm out of politics till I'm retired at least. That's just a mess. Honestly, I don't know why anybody would do it. Regardless of what side you're on, I don't know why anybody would want to do it. That's why, I think it only really makes sense that, wealthy people get into it, because if you're not wealthy and you get into politics, especially on a federal level, your life's over. You can't do anything else after that, really. So it doesn't make sense to unless you have a lot of money, because you're pretty much just throwing yourself into a pit of fire, in my opinion. So All right. Talking politics. That's right. That's why we don't bring it up here. If I ever bring it up here, I'm just giving it a synopsis because you don't want to cause any problems. I've got I know for sure I got people on both ends of the spectrum politically, so I keep everybody happy. We just sell records here. We don't talk politics. We just sell records because I have um, I know I have customers that's probably the most conservative people I've ever met, and I know I have customers that's probably some of the most liberal people I've ever met. I have people on the very far left, and I have people on the very far right for sure. So, um, I don't. We don't mention anything political here. We're just here to sell records because uh, I think both people on the left and the right listen to the Beatles, and so you don't want to engage in any of those kind of activities. And I think a lot of people in the middle definitely listen to the Beatles. So it doesn't matter to me. I'm just here to sell records. Okay, like I said, I'm retired from intervening. Next CCK, it could possibly be this Sunday. It could very possibly be this Sunday because Paul is leaving Monday for a trip. Paul is leaving Monday for a trip. And so I doubt he'll want to do a show on Sunday. So we're going to probably do a coin and knife show. We have bought some new stuff. We got some silver over here. We got a few gold coins. We got some bullion, stuff like that. So there we have it. With that, I think I'm done. I'm done talking too. I'm done giving my synopsises, my late night synopsises on life and politics. But boy, it's exhausting. I get on Facebook and it's exhausting reading everybody on both, like I said, both sides. So I just say, well, I'm going live and we're going to sell records to everybody. Thanks, everybody. Good night. I'll be back tomorrow at 1, 2, 3, 4. How many hours? Not too long from now. I'll be live at 5 o'clock today. 5 o'clock p.m. today. 5 o'clock p.m. today. Okay? I'll be there. Thanks, everybody. You ever find the Grateful Dead? I did not. No luck on that yet, George, unfortunately. No, we sold the Who and the Queen ones a few weeks ago or a month or two ago, but no Grateful Dead ones. All right. Good night. Oso's watching out in California. I'm in Tennessee, and then we got viewers all the way out in the UK. So from UK to Tennessee to California. Sweet clown dreams. Good night, everybody. 5 p.m. Central, Steve. 5 p.m. Central. Central U.S. time. I'm in Middle Tennessee. Central U.S. time. 5 p.m. I'll be back, and it'll be high-paced energy. Good night.